Nintendo Switch 2 is here. It's in our hands. It's breaking records all over the place. But is it as amazing as we hoped for? What do we think about the Nintendo Switch 2 just over a month in? And then Donkey Kong Bananza, is it the game of the year contender that we hoped for? Are we loving it? Do we have some thoughts? Stay tuned for that. Plus some conversation on maybe an upcoming Nintendo Direct real soon. Welcome to Just Keep Playing. What's up, everyone? This is Justin. I'm here with the homie, Attack the Backlog. He's been setting the streets, the internet streets ablaze with his conversations with noted insider Naster Weedle, giving us rumors on Metroid 5, Nintendo Switch 2 editions. He has awesome live streams. Attack the Backlog. Welcome to the show. What's up, man? How you doing?
How's it going, dude, man? Thank you so much for having me. Nash Weedle's been getting me into trouble. What's been going on?
Yeah.
Bless him. He's been everywhere with all the rumors.
Right.
It's a super pleasure to be here, man. Like, we've known each other for a while now, and I came across your content a while ago and instantly really loved it. So I reached out to you, actually, and you appeared on my podcast a while ago, and it was an awesome honor to have you then. It's even a bigger honor to be here with you now. So thanks so much, dude, for having me.
Of course, man. No, thank you. So let's get into it. The Nintendo Switch 2. But first, Attack the Backlog. Where can everybody find you?
Oh man, just on YouTube. You can just at Attack the Backlog. You see me there. Usually got content more or less every day, covering Nintendo news, and then the weekend streams and podcasts. And then just on X, Attack the Backlog as well, and on Discord, same name as well. So yeah, you find me in all those different socials.
Nice, and we will definitely have a link for that in the comments here.
You,
but yeah, so the Nintendo Switch 2, it's here. We've had it for a little over a month now. We've been playing it. We've been getting into all the games. What are your thoughts, just off top, just initial thoughts on the Nintendo Switch 2 so far?
Man, I think it's probably the worst console Nintendo's made. Now, I'm joking.
Right?
No, it's good, man. It's what we were wanted, I guess, like for a long time, right? It's that the Switch was getting to the age where increasingly it was finding it hard and harder to play current gen games, even Nintendo games, even Nintendo exclusives like Bayonetta 3. I'm thinking of Bayonetta 3 is one of the games that made me really think, oof, okay, like the Switch is struggling now. So it's what we wanted. I love it a lot. It's, the moment you hold it, it's apparent how premium it is. It just when you first look at it side by side, like, it may not look like different, but when you hold it, it's instantly like a different beast. I love the new Joy-Cons. The rumbles are amazing. The screen is super nice. 1080. VRR, 120 hertz, all that stuff. It came out strong with Mario Kart, even though I almost would have preferred they held out and released it with Metroid Prime 4, but whatever. But like, they're coming out strong. Some people aren't that happy with the game lineup so far, but if you had told people a while ago that a new Nintendo machine would release and within 2 months you'd have a new Mario Kart and a new Donkey game, people would have been pretty happy. So in terms of like the console, like I'm super happy with it. In terms of like, I know some people maybe wanted more innovation, maybe more gimmicks, let's say. I mean, I guess so. Like, maybe it would have been nice to have something new, but we don't know, because innovation comes out in the forms of games as well. So on the Switch, we had stuff like Labo and, Ring Fit. That was, huge innovation. So I expect to see a lot of that type of innovation with the Switch 2 as well. But overall, yeah, man, like I'm very happy with it. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. I've always that's what I've kind of always been preaching when it comes to, like, once the Nintendo Switch was here, I was like, I think that they should just stick with this formula and just keep going Nintendo Switch 2, 3, 4, however many generations we can get out of it. Because like you said, the innovation, one, they can add, innovative features within the system itself, even if it's like the controller or something. But yeah, that innovation comes in the software and what the new hardware allows you to do with the software, with things like what we're going to talk about coming up here in a little bit, with like a game like Donkey Kong Bananza. Yes, they said it started development on the Nintendo Switch, but clearly once you spend some time with this game, it's a game that would not have been possible
no way
on on the original Nintendo Switch. It needed a Nintendo Switch
Yeah,
2.
it would have been like 8 FPS. Like,
Yeah, yeah. We would have been
yeah,
going back to Nintendo 64 era frame rates.
absolutely,
But
absolutely.
yeah,
No, like
no,
yeah, no, I'm happy with it. Like, like you said, there's innovations in lots of different forms. Like we haven't even spoken about the camera. The camera is going to be used in really interesting ways as well, not just
yeah.
how we're seeing on Mario Party. Nintendo's had a billion patents as well,
Hmm.
showing potential engagement with like AR and VR. I fully expect Nintendo to have some kind of AR for sure with the
Yeah,
camera. So yeah, I think we just seen the beginnings of it, and so I'm going to be very intrigued to see not just all the innovations, but the level of third party support. Like that's going to be
yeah.
very interesting to me. I think this is going to have the most third party support Nintendo's had since the Super Nintendo, for
Oh yeah,
sure,
yeah.
for
Without a
sure.
doubt. Yeah, yeah. It's going to be a level that we have not been used to in a long time. And if anything, I think it has the opportunity. This first year is going to be super important for a lot of these third party games, but it has the opportunity to do some things where like it'll be the only system where you get
Yeah,
these huge, the Nintendo franchises that everybody loves, plus get all of the third party games that
yeah,
bring in like the say casuals, but like kind of like the casual hardcore,
yeah, yeah,
that want those games like Call of Duty,
yeah.
Madden, and 2K games. And so to be able to have all of those on one system, plus the
Absolutely.
Nintendo exclusives, that's going to be a pretty big deal.
Yeah, man, and we're seeing already patterns that are really interesting to me. Like I'll mention this first before I forget, but we almost got kind of used to third parties releasing games on Xbox and PlayStation, PC, and kind of forgetting Nintendo platforms. And then just like a few days ago, we saw the developer of the Ori games
Hmm.
talking about their brand new game. I forgot what it's called now, but they basically said that they're effectively going to be skipping the Xbox
Yeah,
and bringing it to Switch instead. So it's going to be out on PlayStation, Switch, and PC. It looks like skipping the Xbox, which would have been
yeah,
unimaginable like years ago. Like
unheard
for
of.
for a developer to say we're going to skip the Xbox and put it on Switch instead, Switch 2.
Yeah,
And then even from day one, like you have to think, like if you compare the Switch where we had the big third party was oh my god, what's it called? The Bethesda game.
of the Skyrim.
Skyrim, right? That was a big like,
Yeah,
wow, we can't believe we got Skyrim. It was a really old game. But the
yeah,
equivalent to that is Cyberpunk now.
yes,
But
yes,
that's a way more impressive title, third party title to have, especially when you compare how it runs up against like the Series S version, where
yes,
like quality of the image is like better in a lot of instances. It has like performance and quality mode. And then and that's without even the rumored DLSS update that's going to happen at the end of the year,
yeah,
which is going to allow that game to look and run even better. So, like in terms of third parties, the Switch 2 is already showing from day one
yeah,
that they're not messing. We've got like
yeah,
WWE just like dropped as well.
yeah. The
Like they
difference
all
is staggering with the 2K18 versus what we have
yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah. One
It's
of them
not
looks like
moving.
they're fighting underneath water.
Yeah, it's not moving in slow motion anymore.
Yeah, I almost forgot about that.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
even just like we're getting things now where they're making the games at the studios themselves
Yes.
for a lot of games, not
Yeah.
just using your panic buttons or virtuosos
Exactly.
or whatnot. Because like what Borderlands 4 is being made
Yep.
at that studio there.
Yep.
Um, CD Project Red, they made Cyberpunk 2
Yeah.
there. So that is
Yeah.
like a huge difference and
Yeah.
upgrade
And
from.
yeah, you know what's interesting about that is that you just said it, you mentioned it. It's that the fact that the studios themselves are doing the ports, but also like I remember Panic Button talking about porting over either Doom, I think it was both Doom and Doom 2016 and Doom what was it called? I forgot what the second one was called now, but it was really good. I love it.
Eternal.
Doom Eternal. I
Yeah.
remember they were talking about how difficult it was to port. That like it took like a year to port.
Yeah.
Whereas in comparison, like the director of Cyberpunk said he was surprised at how easy it
Easy,
was
yeah.
to port Cyberpunk to the Switch 2. So it's like
Yeah.
completely contrasting, approaches and views on like, porting games over to Switch 1 versus Switch 2. And like I said, like with all the rumors that there's going to be an upgrade in the DLSS, there's rumors that Nintendo is going to maybe even free up more RAM to developers
Yeah.
by giving them 10 gigabytes of RAM as opposed to 9 and having the whole OS running on just 2 instead of 3.
Yeah.
That's going to make games look and run even better as well. And keep in mind, a lot of these games that we're seeing they're ports. So they're not even games made from the ground up for the Switch 2.
Yeah.
So imagine when we start seeing like things like Duskbloods and stuff like that, right? That what the Switch 2 can actually do when games are built from the ground up. Even Donkey Kong, I'm like, well, like you said it yourself, that was started on the Switch 1. So clearly, it couldn't have played on the Switch 1. But it'd be interesting to see when we start to see games that are actually just built from the ground up on the Switch 2.
Yeah. From the like from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get that, and like, but then just like the system itself, like you said, it just feels so much more premium. I was able to like my important tests that I do with the switches now that I did with the first one, was getting the switch ability of it. So for me, that's playing it on airplanes.
Yeah.
I traveled a lot with my original Switch, and I've been doing a bit of traveling this year, so I've already gone on a few flights now with the Switch 2, and it was just without any grips or anything like that, just the Switch 2 itself. It was so much more comfortable playing it for a long period of time, just on the plane there and playing my games for just holding it like this. So
yeah.
yeah.
Do you know what it's almost like? It's kind of almost like the difference from going from the Switch 1 to like the Switch sorry, not from the Wii U tablet to the Switch,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the Switch made the Wii U for like a toy, but then like when you go from the Switch 1 to the Switch 2, it's similar, man. Like it's almost like, oh my god, like the Switch 1 does feel like a toy in comparison. It just like Switch
Yeah.
2 feels premium, like it's got really good weight to it. The
Yeah.
material is like super premium. Like
Yeah.
you said, the screen. Yeah, I was gonna ask you, like, what did you think about all the not conspiracy, the controversies about the
Yeah.
screen? Man, I thought that
mean,
was funny.
for me, it's like with my eyes, I'm looking at it. It looks
Yeah,
great to me. I didn't see any issues.
yeah.
Like granted, I hadn't played any 2D games yet, which I think is a lot of where maybe some of the tearing or something like that was coming from, was on those type of games.
Do you mean like you weren't playing your Switch 2 at 11% speed?
Right? I did not intentionally
How
slow
dare
things
you?
down. Like, all right, I'm gonna find the faults with you right now. Show me what doesn't work.
Yeah. Do you know the funny thing about that is I was talking to Nashville about it. Might have been on our podcast, I can't remember.
Yeah.
But I thought it was hilarious that I remember everyone, Digital Foundry specifically, but IGN, Kotaku, all these people, when they went hands-on at these events of the Switch 2, they all came back saying the screen was really nice, not quite OLED, but way better than the Switch 1. The brightness was good, the quality, everything. And I went back and I watched a bunch of Digital Foundry videos when they went hands-on various times with the Switch 2, and it's just constantly them saying how nice the screen was. But then all of a sudden they put it in a dim room and crank down the speed to 11%, and then we got some ghosting that no one could see. Like
Yeah.
suddenly, it's like the worst screen in the world. Suddenly, it's like, come on,
Yeah.
man, come on.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely been, we won't get into conspiracy and like that. But there's definitely been some targeted smear campaign.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. The hate is
but
real.
yeah, it's real. But no, for me, the screen has been great. Like, definitely like the OLED is still really nice, and it would be cool to get an OLED upgrade. But for what I can tell with my eyes, the difference from the OLED to the Switch 2 screen, for me, the difference is minimal. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
it doesn't feel like a downgrade to me.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah, yeah, you're right, because I didn't think about the OLED when I jumped on the Switch 2. Like I
Yeah.
played it handheld, and I didn't think oh god damn, like this is a downgrade. I just thought,
Yeah,
oh, this is a nice screen. It's a
yeah,
nice size as well. The quality of it's nice.
yeah,
I tell you what, like not many, almost no one talks about, but like I'm always impressed by, and it's the speakers. Like the sound is full. Like it's
yeah,
like really like I don't know. It's got like a bass to it, and like it really travels. Like I don't think I've ever noticed the sound speakers in
yeah.
any handheld ever. I don't think it's a thing
Right.
like I noticed.
Yeah.
But I did notice on the Switch too, like they've got good speakers. Like the
Mm.
sound really travels really nicely with those. And the other thing is the rumble in the Joy Cons, man. Like
Yeah.
there's certain games where it's like Donkey Kong's one of them
I
actually.
was just
When
gonna
you
say,
raise it, yeah, when you raise the vibration to like the strongest,
yeah,
man, like it really feels. But it's how tactile it is and the different types of vibrating patterns that you get on it. They've gone to town on that. It's the same in Cyberpunk. There's like really, really good rumble features in that as well.
yeah,
So yeah, I've been very impressed with that
yeah,
overall, like for sure. Like you posted, you said an interesting thing earlier when when you said, man, they should stay with this model and have like Switch, 3, 4, 5,
yeah,
and there's two things with that. It's like I wonder if they will, and like I wonder if I want them to, but they're almost stuck now that it's like you kind of have
yeah,
to. Like no one's gonna want to go back to or accept going back to just having a box and a
yeah,
screen at home, right? Like
yeah,
everyone's from now on just gonna have to want hybrids.
yeah. I don't want
Um,
to be stuck in front of the TV anymore. Yeah,
exactly, exactly. So I think this is the future, and like the way they innovate the hardware, it's gonna have to be. I don't know. They're gonna have to find ways to do that. I don't know what. I have no idea what they're gonna do, but they're gonna
yeah.
have to.
That's
Yeah.
that's what they get all the money for, right?
Yeah, yeah. Because the other thing is, we know we've already seen it. Everyone we knew from the beginning. Every time Nintendo does something, most people tend to copy, and especially if it's successful.
Yeah,
And so it's no surprise that we're hearing Sony's coming out with another handheld. Microsoft, of
yeah,
course, got the analog Xbox.
yeah.
Um,
They're not really
whatever.
they're not really committed though.
Nah,
Yeah,
Xbox is barely gonna be here, man. In a few years, I feel like. But so they're gonna have to find a way, and of course, that's not including all the the Steam Decks and such.
yeah,
So Nintendo's gonna have to find a way to make their next future hardware stand out more somehow,
yeah,
because there's gonna be a million hybrids out in the wild.
yeah. I mean, I think, just it'll just be what it always is with Nintendo. It's gonna come down to those, to the games,
Yeah,
the exclusives. That's always gonna be the differentiating factor
yeah.
for them. It'll be the only place where you can get Mario, Zelda, Smash, Pokemon. And
Mm,
for me, that's why, like, people like I get it, more people being able to play games is cool, but exclusives matter.
See, but and
Exclusives
this the thing
are
as well, like you
important.
said it. Yeah, man, because they do. But it's like, do you think the Switch, do you think, or like Nintendo's gonna be the only place increasingly where like where exclusives live? Because it's like you're seeing now Xbox putting their stuff everywhere.
Yeah,
Sony now, Hell Divers, and like
yeah,
Last of Us, they're doing it. Like Nintendo's like the only one. But the more that Sony and Microsoft do it, the more valuable Nintendo's own IP and exclusives are. So it's like
yeah,
they're almost helping out Nintendo's. Like Nintendo's can just they could just keep their exclusives and they don't even need to worry about it.
yeah. I definitely think that they'll be the last bastion of this is where the home where exclusives are, where you can only play these games on our platform.
Mm,
Like even like with Sony, I don't think that, I think they're gonna hold off as long as possible before putting games like a God of War or Spider-Man or The Last of Us
mm,
on Xbox or even Switch or anything like that. Like they'll just stick with the PC and stuff like that. But so like yeah, you can still only be able to play those games on either a PlayStation or a PC. But yeah, I could definitely see them doing more of their multiplayer games everywhere.
yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. It's funny. Like I asked Nash something the other day where I said to him, "What would be more? What would come first? The Last of Us on the Nintendo console, or I think I said like Mario Kart on a PS5 or something like that." And like what he said? Like he said like it was a very interesting answer actually. He said Splatoon on PC, and I was like, "Oh, you know what? Actually, like with mouse controls and stuff." And like I don't want to misquote him, but he said something about Nintendo having a patent of having like users accounts on PCs or something like that, or something like where you could take your user account and like and open it up in different devices like your phone or PCs, and I think it kind of went along those lines of like maybe in the future they could have you could have your Nintendo account and you could like put it over to the PC, and maybe they'd have some games that would run there. So like theoretically you could play like, you know, like a Splatoon on mouse controls on PC. So it's like
Yeah.
very interesting. I hope it doesn't happen, but like
Yeah.
you never
I
know.
mean, I could see them testing it, but I feel like they're gonna like hold off as long as possible on something
Yeah.
like that. Cause I mean, you know, Splatoon, like that's huge in
Oh, it's
Japan.
huge.
That's a huge hardware mover
Yeah.
for them. So it's like,
Especially in Japan.
yeah. I think more than anything, like I could see them maybe putting their service on something like a PC. So put the Nintendo Switch Online,
Yes.
something
That
like
might be
that.
it. That
Yeah.
might be it. I haven't seen the pattern myself. I need to like actually investigate and look at it, but that
Yeah.
sounds, yeah, very plausible. It could be something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so with the Nintendo Switch 2, what has been maybe your biggest surprise and your
Hmm.
biggest disappointment so far?
Whoa, biggest surprise. Biggest surprise. It might have to be something like well, actually, there's a couple of things. One of them would be the level of ports in Cyberpunk. I didn't expect Cyberpunk to look and run that well,
Yeah.
that quickly, and at launch. That was insane. And who knows? They'll probably even have more patches in the future to make it look and run even better.
Yeah.
As I said, like the LSS one, but that definitely surprised me. The sales, the fact that it sold this much this quick
Mhm.
has surprised me. Just because of a few things. A, the price, the controversy of not so much the price of the hardware, but definitely the price of games. Right, like Mario Kart has gone through like
Yeah.
this. Mario Kart's been taken through the mud for this price.
Yeah.
So like that, the controversies with the key cards, like a bunch of stuff, right? There's been a lot of controversy around this console at its
Yeah.
launch. You know, a lot of it from haters. But
Yeah.
I did think that would impact sales. I thought it would come out strong, like, you know, but like not Switch One strong. So that's definitely surprised me. In terms of like negatives, man, obviously game key cards. I know like you want to talk about that, so I'll just mention it a little bit. Game key cards is definitely one, but I'm not as it doesn't bother me as much as a lot of other people. I get the argument, obviously, but at the same time, I know that there's certain games in the future that are going to be over 100 gigs per se,
Yeah.
and they're going to have to fit somehow. Like, and a
Yeah.
game keycard is better than a game in a code in the box, and you can
Yeah.
resell it. So there is that argument, but that's I guess that might be the biggest disappointment. But yeah, I don't know. In terms of games, do you know what's funny? It's like I've heard a lot of people talk about Mario Kart recently,
Yeah.
and like a lot of people, I don't know about you, but a lot of people apparently have like kind of stopped playing it, and I've stopped playing it, which I never thought would happen this quickly.
Yeah.
I haven't jumped on it as much as I thought I had, but maybe that's because I tend to play multiplayer.
Yeah.
Um, so it's interesting, but
I just
yeah,
I feel
I'd
like
go with
for me,
those.
Mario Kart's always been like that game where it's like I'm not going to like early on. I spent some time getting to know the tracks and everything like that.
Yeah,
But for the most part, it's never been that game where I just spend hours and hours and hours
yeah,
on Mario Kart. It's the game where like, hey, let's have a party, bring some people
exactly,
over, get into some
exactly.
Mario Kart, or have a online session with some friends or whatnot. So it's
Yeah,
just like that game that you just always have in your back pocket if you
yeah,
need something to play, or there's a new update, so you check out the new update or the new tracks or new characters,
yeah.
or you just want to have a game to play with friends for a little bit.
Yeah. Do you know what's funny is that I had this conversation again with Nash Rido, and we were talking about Metroid 4, and evidently it wasn't ready to come out at launch. But
Mhm.
I had this like when people asked me what I'd wanted at launch, I said, man, they should release Prime at launch with Mario Kart. And he's like, what? Why? That's crazy. I said, no, man, because we're seeing it now with Cyberpunk, right? It's like Mario Kart is that game that everyone just buys without thinking about because you know you're going to play it with friends and your friends are going to
Yeah,
buy it. So you just buy it. But I feel like when you buy a new console, you want you want like an expansive world to jump into. Like, show me what this console can do.
yeah,
Show me a world I can jump into, lose myself. And so
yeah,
like I feel like I don't think Mario Kart would have eaten up Metroid sales. In fact, I think that hype might have helped Metroid finally sell what it deserves to sell. And like we're seeing it now with Cyberpunk, and like Cyberpunk sold so well apparently on the Switch 2. And I think part of that is because people wanted another type of game next to Mario Kart, and the next one happened to be Cyberpunk because that was getting all the hype and the port was incredible. But had it been Metroid Prime 4, I think it would have sold insane numbers having it right there at launch. But I don't. It just wasn't ready. I don't think, anyways.
So yeah, so I definitely I think there is a reason behind that, and like you said, one, I don't think Metroid Prime 4 was ready,
Yeah.
but I think they were very calculated with what they were doing, and I think I made a post or like a tweet or I don't know if I did a video about this, but I think that there is a very specific reason that they did Mario Kart and then they held off on Donkey Kong being like, a month and a half later because they wanted to allow those third party games
Yeah.
to be able to have, a little bit of a life,
Yeah.
on the system. Like if they would have launched with Mario Kart and Metroid or Mario Kart and Donkey Kong, or even just started off in the reverse with Donkey Kong, I think more people would have been focusing on, okay, let me dive into this game
Yeah.
and not have really paid as much attention to some of those third party games.
Absolutely.
And like, I just was noticing like how they were pushing Cyberpunk. I was like,
Yeah.
I think this game is really important to them.
Yeah.
They were pushing it not quite to the level of Mario Kart, but it was almost like that was the 1B to Mario Kart's 1A.
Absolutely.
Um,
Absolutely. It was everywhere. It was
yeah,
everywhere. Like every YouTube channel was
yeah,
talking and showing Cyberpunk. And I think that's part of the reason. Like, I know there was a lot of uh again more negative headlines saying how third parties were selling bad, which I laughed at. I know there
yeah,
was a studio that said that their game had sold even less than their lowest prediction.
yeah,
I always wondered what game that was, but we don't know. But that was always logical to me. It's like we're talking. There's a few variables with this. It's like one, the console cost. What was it over there for you guys? Was it $500?
500 if you got the Mario Kart bundle, and then
Exactly.
450 for just the base system.
Right. Okay. So let's say most people got the Mario Kart bundle. So that's already $500 that people are
Yeah,
dropping. Now they
yeah,
probably are going to buy another game, even if they can't afford it, because they want to buy something different to Mario Kart.
yeah,
So there's only one game most people are going to choose after that, and that's Cyberpunk.
yeah,
Then you're talking now like $570 that people have just dropped. And
yeah.
that's without even considering if they got a pro
Pro
controller, if they
controller,
got a camera, whatever. So
yeah,
no one has, or the average person may not have that much money to buy then a third and a fourth game. So
yeah,
I thought the other games, other third parties after Cyberpunk were always going to suffer. It's the same in every launch. Like the Wii U had like 34 games at launch, but most people bought what was it, the new Mario Brothers game,
yeah. The new Super
and I
Mario.
think New Super Mario, exactly. And I think that's about it. Switch, right?
Yeah,
After Breath of the Wild, nothing was going to sell after Breath of the Wild, like in that launch period. It was impossible.
yeah,
So I always expected that. And then we don't even include game key cards into that, which is another controversy. So
yeah,
Cyberpunk, of course, we know was on a cartridge. People are like that. That was just more good press that game got.
yeah,
And all the other games, the majority of them were on game key cards, and some of those games were like 10 gigabytes in size. So it's like,
yeah.
you know,
But
but
even then, like, I'm not sure how much the key card factor truly impacted stuff like
yeah,
that.
I don't know either.
Because it was like, like, um, I like OJ from Player Essence, and
Yeah,
like one of the things that he said, like he like thought it was crazy, like he'd never heard of a console getting a 2 week analysis on how like everything is doing. Like, give it some time,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
because like you said, we people are spending at least 500, but
At least,
probably close to 700, 600, $700 when you
yeah,
include like the pro controller and another game and stuff. So like people needed some time
absolutely.
to make a little bit more money
Yep.
to buy another game. But like we just got the Circana, sales
Yeah,
updates for June, and Rune Factory Guardians of Azimuth was on there. Street Fighter 6 got
yeah,
a boost. Cyberpunk got a boost. Hogwarts Legacy
yeah,
got a boost. All of these games that had another life on Nintendo Switch 2 saw a boost on the charts. Even I think Split Fiction got a
yeah.
boost.
I
So
hope so, man. Because
yeah,
because talking about that, like I was the same. There was a few games that I wanted other than Mario Kart and Cyberpunk, but I couldn't afford it.
Yeah,
Not at launch. It's incredible, incredible. I waited to the next month, and then I got like like you said, I got the update for Hogwarts because I already had the base game,
yeah,
and then I bought Split Fiction. Did I buy something else? Even now, like I still haven't bought Hitman, which I want. I'm waiting until next month to buy Hitman.
yeah,
So like it's a lot of money, and like not all your games are gonna sell. Like they're just not, especially
yeah,
when all the headlines, every YouTube channel is showing Cyberpunk in Mario Kart. It's just
yeah,
like it's common sense, like
yeah,
at this point. But yeah.
yeah. So, and I'll say, so for me, I'll say my biggest surprise, if we're just talking about games, my biggest surprise was Rune Factory,
Mm.
Guardians of Azuma. I really loved that game. That ended up. I thought that Cyberpunk was going to be my and game to Mario Kart, but Rune Factory just won me over. Plus,
Oh,
it was the game that I needed at that time. You know,
is it super chilled?
it's super chill, but it also had like the action RPG combat to
Yeah,
it is a lot of fun, but
yeah.
but it's still like super chill. Like for the most part, I haven't experienced like too much resistance, I guess,
Mm.
with in terms of the challenge,
Yeah,
but the combat is really fun. And like as
good.
you progress, it really opens up and you get more options with it and stuff. And that was the game that really sold me on
Mm.
the mouse controls.
Mm.
Being using the mouse controls for the village building and the farming aspect of it, it is so fast. Like going from that to like using the controller felt so clunky afterward.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I was probably playing it in the most like inconvenient way where like when I was doing the RPG part of it, the combat part, okay, I'm playing
Mm.
it with the pro controller. But when I got back to the village and I was doing the village building and the farming, now I'm using the Joy Cons and I'm going to the
Oh
to
man.
the mouse mode. So I like had to have two sets of controllers sitting there next to me to
Yeah,
play the
I've only
game.
tried the mouse very briefly on Cyberpunk,
Yeah,
and I was surprised at how responsive it was. Like like
yeah,
it's like fast. I mean, like
yeah,
too fast for me. I had to go back to like ordinary controls,
yeah,
but it's again, it's just a smart addition, a super smart addition. Because
yeah.
there are games, there's probably other games that I probably would try it more on. So I'm thinking like this rumored Pikmin 4 Switch
Mhm.
2 edition. If that's got mouse controls, man, I'd try it.
Yeah,
I would try. I think that could be quite cool. And then like, I don't know what other games I'm thinking, but for sure something like Pikmin would be awesome with mouse controls. But it's just smart, like if they can implement it like well enough, like Civilization, obviously, like
mhm,
that's like just no brainer.
yeah,
So it's yeah, man, it's like the Joy Cons have become like almost like the Swiss knife. It's
yeah,
it's like
yeah.
it's done a good job with it for sure.
I want every game that it makes sense for, I want it to have it as an
Yeah,
option.
absolutely.
Like, it probably wouldn't be my primary way the entire time, but for certain aspects, definitely.
Mm.
And I actually have to say, like, no, I really enjoyed and loved what I played of Cyberpunk, but my disappointment was how they implemented the mouse controls.
Oh, really? Did you not like it?
So I say the implementation of it, like how it worked was
Yeah.
great, but I didn't love that you would have to go to the settings
Oh, yeah.
and switch to it rather than being able to just like
Just
play
straight.
and then switch,
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
how they
Yeah,
showed us with Metroid.
like Metroid. Yeah, complete. You know what? I didn't even think about that until you just said that. I've completely forgot that that's the case in Metroid, which is
Yeah,
like seamless, right? Yeah, you're absolutely right. You just
yeah,
have it like whatever, pointer controls, and then you just put it down, and it instantly recognizes mouse
yeah,
control. That's yeah.
and
Yeah,
even
you feel
like
like they've patched that in at least by now. Surely that's something they can patch in.
yeah, you would think so. Hopefully they do.
Mm.
But even like with Room Factory, even it's not quite as seamless as like a Metroid, but it's like when you're in the farming mode, if you want to go to the mouse mode, you just like click in the left the analog stick
Yeah.
and then you're in mouse mode. So
Oh
it's
wow.
like even that's like pretty seamless as well. You don't have to
Yeah.
go to a menu to select it.
Yeah,
So
because even coming out of it again, it's the same thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I've been really happy with it so far. But if you had to overall grade the launch of the Switch
Ooh.
2, how would you grade it?
Oh damn! Like out of 10, or just like out compared to other Nintendo launches?
I let's do both. 10 out
Oh,
like out of 10 and compared to other
10 out of
Nintendo
10. Oh, let's
consoles.
see. Out of 10, what would I grade the launch? Um, what would I grade it? Like an 8.
An 8.
I think so. Only because like if I could think of like what I would have wanted at launch, it probably wouldn't have been Mario Kart or Cyberpunk. It would have been like a Metroid for sure. Like yeah, if it was if it just launched with Metroid, we're talking like hypothetically like Dreamland, but
Yeah.
that I can imagine. And Metroid 4 ended up being like what we all hope it is. Then I imagine I would have probably given it like a 9 or a 10, I think. And only because there wasn't quite as much software. But there's a few things, isn't it? It's like there's not software, but also like a lot of it we've known before, seen before, right? So that the problem, not problem, but if there is a negative with the Switch 2 is that they didn't have the same surprise factor, right? Because we'd already had a hybrid, we know what Joy Cons are,
Yeah.
this kind of stuff, right? So like with the Switch One, for example, we had like the fact that they launched a console, Switch One, with the game of the year is like ridiculous. But
Yeah.
then on top of that, we had never seen Joy Cons before. We'd never seen tabletop mode before. We'd never, and then they had like every game had its own kind of touch on it that was cool. Like 1-2 Switch, people make fun of, but
Yeah.
1-2 Switch was amazing. I stand by that game. Like milking a cow was insane.
Hot take, hot take.
Yeah, hot take. 1-2 Switch for life, man. Then you 1-2 switched again. But that was that was an awesome showcase for the Joy Cons, man. There was like one. I don't have the Joy Cons on me now, but there was a mini game where the Joy-Con acted as like a little box that had marbles in it, and you could just rotate the Joy-Con, and I swear to you, it felt like you had marbles rolling in your hand. It was insane. So they had stuff like that. Snipper clips was an
Yeah.
insane, like demonstration of the Switch or Joy-Cons.
Yeah.
So I think just because of that, like the Switch One launch edges it for me
Yeah.
because I think they had a better showcase of software and like implementations and demonstrations for what the hardware was. Like for example, we got did we get any free software for the Switch? I can't remember. But we had the Switch Home, the Switch
Right.
2, what's it called? Oh my god, what's that little game called? It's like $10 where you inside the Switch
Oh yeah,
machine.
the welcome tour.
Welcome tour, right? Like that
Yeah.
should have been a pack-in. That should have been free. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, I'd give it like a solid 8. Like it was like I was very happy. It gave me what I wanted. I was, everything was upgrade hardware wise, and stuff like Cyberpunk showed the promise of what could come next in the
Yeah.
future. So I was very very excited, very excited. I wish it didn't happen then, but it's going to happen maybe this week, that we
Yeah.
get more focus on AAA third party titles. But as I said, I
Yeah.
think that wave's about to hit this week.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Nintendo Direct, please.
I think it's
um,
coming. I think it's
yeah.
coming.
So I try not to give into the hype of the moment and the recency bias and everything.
Mm,
Um, and just like part of me just really just wants to go like 10 out of 10,
mm,
but I would say it was definitely a strong 9,
mm,
9.5 out of 10 for me. Um, just because for me, it was probably like, yes, there's been controversies if you're in the like social media sphere and everything
yeah.
like that, but just with the system itself and games, this has been the smoothest
Mm,
transition that I've ever experienced from Nintendo. So have the Switch 2 itself, I think it's a great platform. It feels good to hold. It was just
yeah.
immediate. You could tell much better than the original. Um, the I loved Mario Kart World. The Knockout Tour was great. I mean, Knockout Mode. Knockout
Yeah.
Mode was
Oh,
great.
yeah. Oh, so, remind me, I'm going to say something about Mario Kart in a second, but it's
Yeah.
probably my biggest disappointment of any a part of any game ever. Oh, it
Oh,
is.
really?
It's the multiplayer, the battle mode,
Yeah.
because battle mode is my favorite mode in Mario Kart. It always has been.
Yeah.
It's like what I play the most. I just like balloon battle mode. Oh my god, I love it so much. And
Yeah.
then this one, oh man, Justin, I think they ruined it. You know, like I'm telling you,
Really?
I feel like crying. I was like, what have
No.
they done? Because like it's got 24 players, obviously, so they have to make the arenas bigger, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's like they're so big. Like I'm driving around, and sometimes I go through periods where I don't see a single driver. I'm like, no,
Mhm.
this is ridiculous. Like you got to just give me a small donut, with like
Yeah.
24 players. Just have us running around in a circle.
Just
That for
chaos. Give me
me,
the chaos.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That for me, of any part of a game that I was looking forward to the most, I think was my biggest disappointment was the
Uh,
battle mode in Mario Kart. Man, like the biggest surprise was knockout mode because that was incredible. I
yeah.
never thought I'd like that more than the main, multiplayer. But
Yeah.
knockout mode was incredible. But yeah, man, multiplayer, oh, that hurt me. That hurt me. Battle mode, sorry, battle mode. That
Yeah.
hurt. Yeah,
I feel you. I think from the very beginning, I knew that knockout mode was going to be that was going to be the mode.
amazing.
And actually, it was funny when I was waiting for my Switch 2 to get here. I was watching your Mario Kart stream, and
Oh,
I
the
was sitting,
24-hour stream
yeah,
with my
and I
cow suit.
and I was watching you doing the knockout mode, and when it got down to the countdown of if you were gonna make it or not, and like you were like
Yeah,
ah,
oh man,
and then you made it. I was like I got into it. I was like
it's so
ah.
stressful, but it's
Yeah,
so epic. Like that's what you want, right? Like
yeah,
like when you complete a round of knockout tour, like you feel shattered. You're like, oh god,
yeah,
like mentally I'm drained. Man. But
yeah,
it is funny because I wonder if we look back at Mario Kart in like 2 years' time, whether it will be the same game, whether it'll be vastly different. Like in my head, I feel kind of like Fortnite. They can just put whatever they want into that map now,
oh yeah,
and and create like new tracks. Let's call them, new areas to go into, more not just more courses, more challenges, all kinds of stuff. Right? They can really do what they want with that map. So like I imagine in
yeah,
like 2 years' time, Mario Kart looks very different to what it does
yeah,
today, which gets
yeah.
me excited, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like a couple of years from now it'll be a much different game than what we have now, and
Yeah.
I think years from now people will adjust to saying how much they actually like truly do love the game
Yeah, I think so.
versus some of the maybe initial um I don't want to say disappointment, but just like the comparing it against 8 Deluxe at the end of its run,
Exactly, yeah.
to where
Exactly,
world is now. So
exactly. Like, World is a lot more ambitious, let's say
yeah,
that. So, yeah, they clearly got plans for it, 100%.
yeah. And then also one other reason why like I'm at that 9.5 for me was also one of the biggest surprises for me was how amazing backwards compatibility is.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I can't believe I didn't mention that. Yeah,
Yeah,
100% agree. 100%.
yeah. So it gave it gave the my backlog and the original Switch One games just gave it a whole new life, and so that's also why like like yeah, having Metroid or even having had Donkey Kong at launch would have been cool, but I don't think that I would have been sampling to the level
Yeah,
that I did if I would have had those games,
100%.
from day one. Like so, like going back and finally like experiencing Pokemon Scarlet and the Violet the way that it
Mm,
should have been,
yeah,
was cool.
absolutely. Dude,
Mario
man, like,
Odyssey.
for like a week, every YouTuber, their content was like comparisons of like games on Switch 1 and 2.
Yeah,
Like, look how Doom looks. Look at Witcher. Witcher was insane, man.
yeah,
Kingdom Come Deliverance looked insane. There were some games that it was just crazy, man. Even Batman Arkham Knight nearly got saved, nearly.
really, yeah. It still
Just
could
the image
use some.
quality lets it down. But
Yeah,
FPS, wow. So like, yeah, it was really cool to see those videos, man. Like now I'm looking forward to like Do you remember, like, so when Warner Brothers did that trailer for their update on Hogwarts,
Yeah, the
and
compare.
they did a trailer where they just showed Switch 1 game, Switch 2 game, and like you could see how vastly different it looked. I
Yeah,
feel like every developer should do that. Like, you know, when Doom gets a Switch 2 edition, show
yeah,
it on Switch 1 and 2, because that one's going to look insane. And
yeah.
there is rumors that I think, was it for this direct this week, that there's going to be the new edition of Witcher 3 announced for the Switch 2.
Oh, really?
Man,
That
if
would be
they
good.
do like a comparison of Switch 1 and 2, that would be like, you know,
Yeah,
that would sell instantly, you know. So
yeah,
yeah, no, that, yeah, the backwards compatibility is amazing.
yeah. It was great. So overall, we're both pretty happy with the
Yeah,
Switch
I feel
2.
bad now. I said 8. My 8 looks so low now next to your 9.5. I'll say 8.2, 8.25.
8.25. Nice. Well, we're gonna see how different we are on this next topic coming up here. And well, we're gonna get to this next topic in 1 second, but we'll talk about Mario Kart World one more
Mm,
time and just see, as far as launch games for Nintendo systems,
mm.
where does Mario Kart World rank for you?
Oh man. Okay, so I'm gonna go console by console. Oh God, you know what? I realize I think I'm gonna shock people now. You're gonna put me in trouble. They're gonna come for me, Justin. They're gonna come for me. All
Yeah,
right. Okay. So, you know, let's start. Because what was it? Just Mario Brothers 1 that launched with the NES?
yeah,
I want to assume it was. It must have been.
yeah. Mario Bros. And Duck
Yeah.
Hunt.
So I would rate that as a higher launch, you know, higher importance launch game. And then Super Nintendo was launched with Super Mario World and Street Fighter 2. I remember.
I think
I would put that as at a better launch. And then N64 came out with Mario 64, which at
yeah,
the time was the best game of all time, and for a few years after. So I
yeah,
put that as higher than Mario Kart World. And
yeah.
then we got, oh, here we go, the GameCube. It'll be the GameCube, which was Luigi's Mansion. Luigi's
Luigi's
Mansion. So
Mansion.
I'd put it higher than Luigi's Mansion, even though I love Luigi's Mansion. I'd make it a better launch than the GameCubes. And then we got the Wii U. I would put it higher than the Wii U because it was only New Super Mario Brothers,
Yeah.
except for, do I even have it here? The best launch title of all time,
Oh,
Zombie U.
Zombie
Yeah.
U.
My
Okay.
camera's inverted, so you can't, it makes no sense. It's like but like
Right.
Zombie U was like, oh mate, that might be my favorite launch title, man. Like,
Really?
but for most people, understand, right? It would be better.
Yeah.
The Mario Kart World would be a better launch than the Wii U for sure. And
Yeah.
then obviously Switch is Breath of the Wild, which is a lot of people's favorite game of all time. So I
Yeah.
put it above the Wii U's launch title, which
Yeah.
makes me sound so bad. No, but they're all really good launch. They're all good launches. That's the thing.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
and if you're a Mario Kart fan, then to you it's like the best launch ever.
yeah, the best thing ever.
You know.
So yeah, it's a really good
You
launch
framed
game.
me. You framed me, Justin. You framed me.
It was a setup.
He's getting my channel locked out.
It was a setup. No. No, Mario Kart World, I think it's a great launch title, but definitely when you compare it to some of the launch titles of the past, like I would put it like, yes, Super Mario Bros. and Duck Hunt, just for impact alone, is important.
Yeah.
But if I go put importance and impact aside, I would put Mario Kart World over that.
Mhm.
But yes, Super Mario World, Super Mario 64 is definitely below those two. I would, yeah, definitely put it above Luigi's Mansion and Rogue Squadron and Wave Race.
Yeah.
Those were cool games.
Would you put it above Zombie U? Shame on you.
Yes, yes, definitely. I'll put it above Zombie U. But what we forgot to also mention, you had your Wii Sports and Twilight
Pause. What an
Princess.
idiot. Oh, I put it underneath that just because it was a launch with Twilight Princess, which is AKA the best Zelda game ever made. That's right.
Oh,
That's what I said. I love Ocarina. Ocarina was my favorite for my whole life
yeah.
until I played Twilight Princess. Oh, mate, what a game. What a
It
game.
was definitely, it's great. It's a great
Oh,
game. I
but
still
Wii Sports, you're right. Wii Sports, man. My
yeah.
God. My God.
Um,
And free. Free
yeah,
with the console. Not
yeah,
like this welcome tour, like mess.
yeah.
Exactly.
but and then definitely had to put it over the Wii U
Yeah.
launch games. But uh, and definitely Breath of the Wild over that. But so like it's slotted right there in the middle. You know, it's still a great launch game, but it's not it's not your Breath of the Wild or Mario 64 or Super Mario World where it's not that it's a 9 out of 10 ish type of game, not that 10 out of 10 type of game
Mm.
that they launched with previously.
Yeah.
But so talking about our potential differences in gradings, we are going to have to talk about Donkey Kong Bananza.
Man, this is my channel's gonna get shut down.
Donkey Kong Bonanza, is it a Game of the Year contender? What are your thoughts? What do you think about Donkey Kong Bonanza?
Okay, so
Let me
let
hear.
me just say, I have not finished the game yet. I've gotten really far into it. Like, I've unlocked all the different animals. I must be like now very close to completing it. I'm gonna try
Let
and
me
complete
just
it.
reassure people real quick. There will be no spoilers.
Oh yeah, no spoilers, no
You,
spoilers.
you don't
No,
need
no,
to
no.
run away.
Yeah, no spoilers, no
Yeah.
spoilers. But and let me just say also, most people who know me know Donkey Kong is my favorite franchise. I want to make that clear. Donkey Kong Country on the Super Nintendo is my favorite game of all time. I still play it like 3 or 4 or 5 times every year. And you know, I love 2, 3 was okay. 64, Donkey Kong 64, another hot take. I put it above Mario 64. I said it. I said it. I don't care. Come for me. Donkey Kong 64 is better than Mario Kart 64. Shame on all of you. In fact, I might even make an argument that Donkey Kong's got a better game series. But whatever. We're talking about Bananza now. We're talking about Bananza.
That's a conversation to be
That's
had.
a conversation, though, right? Because we have to talk about the retro games as well, like, you know, Returns and Tropical Freeze, and then Jungle Beat and stuff like that. Amazing game. But yeah, what do I think of this game? Very good, very good. Let me say that I was never one of the ones who were like overly super excited when they were showing the trailer and the directs. I kept changing my mind back and forth because it's like, as I said, I love Donkey Kong so much. And when I saw this game initially, it was obvious instantly that it was made from the Odyssey team. It was, you knew it was made from Nintendo, that it was made from the Mario Odyssey team. And I thought that was evident. And as someone again who loves Mario loads, and Galaxy 2 is probably my top 3 favorite games. I never loved Mario Odyssey that much. Like there was parts I know there was parts I loved. Like when you turn into Bullet Bill, when you transform into the wall, the musical number of New Donk City, incredible. But there was parts of it that I don't know, didn't grab me. And so like I kept changing my mind. Sometimes I was like, you know, I don't like the Donkey Kong design. I don't like his new, like his fur. I prefer the old Donkey Kong. I love the expressions on his face though. Yeah. So like when I'm playing it, I kind of run into the same things. There's things about it that I love. Like it's very intuitive. It is very much that, you know what it is? It's like the controller almost becomes like a glove. In that you're just running around the world, jumping on vines, smashing everything you can, and it's just so seamless. I don't know what people are talking about. I haven't seen any slowdown. It's just seamless to me. And so all of that is very intuitive, the way it's done, and that mechanic is cool. And I love the character models. They're all really cool. The animals that you turn into, their powers are like really cool as well. The music's awesome. I think the music's better than the music in Odyssey as well. And then what else? You know, those are the positives. Like I said, and it is a game that you can just pick up and play as well. And it's evident that it's like not a game that could run on Switch 1. Like it's insane that whatever you rip apart, the game remembers. Like you put out to the map and it remembers everything you've destroyed. It's crazy. So let me just say, at the moment, I'm giving it an 8. Out of 10 at the moment, right? So this one, and the reasons, because the things that I'm not crazy about is that part of me thinks it doesn't feel like in Donkey Kong game to me. Like it could quite easily be Mario, and I'd be like, yeah, it feels like a Mario game.
Really?
Yeah, for me, and these are going to sound like really ultra negative, but they're not. Like in my head, they're small things that just stop it from being an amazing game. I might even give it an 8.5, to be honest. I'm being a bit harsh there. Maybe an 8.5. So like really good game, really good game. But for me, the things that are letting it down so far are like some of the boss battles so far are a bit, I thought, not that inventive. Well, I tell you what about them, they're so easy.
That's
Like,
the
oh my god, the boss fights I've come across, I've beaten like in 30 seconds, and I'm like, I'm not amazing at games anymore. Like, I'm old and like, you know, like I know my level, trust me. And so I'm surprised like the amount of bosses I defeat in like 30 seconds. It's crazy. And they kind of remind me a little bit of like, do you know all the different forms of Ganon in Breath of the Wild? Where I was like, these bosses are a little bit generic. Like they're all just different forms of Ganon. They kind of remind me a little bit like that. But then there was one boss I came across that was really cool as well. So yeah, there's things that I really love about it. You know, I love all the old references to like you know, they got the music from the old Donkey Kong games. Obviously, that you see this is not spoiler. You see the characters in the trailer. You see like Cranky and Rambi and all them. So that's really nice. They've paid a lot of homage to the old games, and I like that a lot. There's just a lot of attention and detail into the presentation of the game. But then the other thing that I'm like not sure about is I was saying to a friend at work, it's like, it's not that the game is graphically ugly. It's like it's that I'm not sure 100% about the level design. Like some of it I think looks a bit like, it doesn't look that pretty. But then there's some of the levels that are more stylized, like the snow levels that look beautiful, like beautiful. So yeah, like overall, like I'm really enjoying it. Like it sounds like I'm being negative. I'm not. I'm really enjoying it. It's just that because I love Donkey Kong so much, I was expecting one type of experience, and it's more like something else. But the things that are amazing are amazing. There's just a few things that just make me not like be okay. I don't know if this is game of the year. And then to be transparent, like I said to you before we were recorded, that I'm playing Split Fiction at the same time, and Split Fiction might be my favorite game of the year. I like that game is unbelievable, unbelievable that game. But Donkey Kong, I love it a lot. At the moment, an 8.5 at the moment.
Okay. I mean, you know, like you said, 8.5 is not bad. That's still
very good.
That's still a great game. It's interesting. Like I've heard you now, and I've heard one other person say that it didn't feel like a Donkey Kong game. But like for me, as I'm playing it, it's like man, this is probably the most Donkey Kong that Donkey Kong has ever felt. You know, because it's like for me, Donkey Kong should have always been like that big brute Hulk type of character. So when you punch something and how like you get like that, like almost like you hit them so hard that you knock the soul out of them and that they freeze, you know, like I love that, being able to smash everything. How when he like jumps from somewhere and lands, how that in and of itself like breaks stuff and everything.
That feels awesome. Yeah, that does feel awesome. Every time I jump from a high and I keep thinking, oh my god, I'm going to lose hearts, but you don't, and the ground smashes, that does feel satisfying as hell. Yeah.
I think maybe where some of the non-Donkey Kongness of it maybe comes in is that it hasn't been as heavy on the platforming.
Literally, I kept reminding myself before you finish. Okay, don't forget, because that's my biggest gripe with it. Is you've just said it. The platforming. Yeah.
But I guess I won't say that I haven't missed it, but I guess that just all of the other elements that I've enjoyed them so much that to me that wasn't a huge factor so far. But so. Yeah, for me, I've been really enjoying it. It's the most therapeutic game to release this year. You know, therapeutic game of the year.
No, and there is, man. It's like, you know, it's still all the little details. There's so many little details that make it so nice, you know. So it's like when you have the little jukebox, you can change the music, all the different coats that you can, you know, designs that Donkey Kong can have. So you can change his fur color. Like at the moment, I've got some really cool. Like I don't know what color it is. It's almost like a candy floss pink and blue, like you know, you know. So little touches like that, right, are really cool, and little details that that shows you it's a Nintendo game. Like it's so polished. It's so polished. Like I haven't seen a single what would you call it? You know, mistake or bug or anything like that in it.
Yeah.
And like I said, there's so much care. I'd put it above Odyssey for sure. Like in my opinion, like for sure, put it above Odyssey. And like I said, I haven't finished it yet, and I think I had to have something spoiled for me. I saw somewhere, and in one side, I'm annoyed that I saw it, but on the other side, if it's true, then I'm freaking excited because it's what I wanted the most in this game. So hopefully it's true. But yeah, no, man, like it is. Like put it this way: when people say that it's a 10 out of 10, I can see why.
Yeah.
Like it's not like I'm like, oh, what? Where are you getting that from? No. It's like I can see exactly why someone would give it a 10. Absolutely. Yeah. It's just for me. It's not even so much the little things. It's like you just said it, right? Like to me, it just feels. The platform is a bit different, and the other thing is the difficulty for sure. Like I said about the boss, but overall, like Donkey Kong's known for being really difficult, especially like Donkey Kong 2 and like Tropical Freeze. Like these are hard platformers, even 64. But this is a much easier game. Like I think the difficulty, and this is what Nintendo does, the difficulty comes in collecting everything, trying to find everything, right? That's what they do. And maybe when the game, because I don't know, because I haven't finished it, but maybe after the end game, there's like more difficult, you know, like they tend to do in the Mario, they'll throw a couple of really crazy difficult levels at you. So maybe that will happen. But yeah, I was expecting, you know, like more. I tell you what it is, you know, it is right. Like, you know, like you have these bonus levels in there, and a lot of them kind of reference the old Donkey Kong games, right? Like a lot of like barrel platforming and stuff.
Yeah.
And even something, you know, a little bit on the mine carts, but they never feel as good as like they do in Donkey Kong games, like the barrel stuff or the mine carts. You know, they're more kind of simpler versions of that type of gameplay. So I'm thinking
they're just like short little bite size.
Yeah, exactly. Because there's a section when you jump on a minecart at one point I was on, and I was like, oh my god, it's gonna be a minecart section. And it wasn't really. It was just like you just swirl a little bit to your next destination. I was like, oh man, what? Like what? Are we finally getting minecart? That's what you do? But again, it's because I'm expecting something to be like an older game. So if you come at it fresh, that won't be an issue for you. It won't even be anything you think twice about. So that's why. So no, that's it. At the moment, I'm still really enjoying it. If I hadn't played Split Fiction, I'd say it's my favorite game on the Switch 2 at the moment. But Split Fiction, I don't know, man. Split Fiction, I haven't finished that either, but that game is insane. If anyone hasn't played it, they should absolutely play that game. Incredible.
Split Fiction is great. I've been playing that with my wife as well.
Have you?
Yeah.
Has it caused a divorce yet?
No, it's brought us together because we had to work together.
Me and my wife played it on the stream. I swear we had to end the stream early, man. I was like, listen, we were blaming each other for like who was dying. I was like, look, let's end the stream. I don't want a live divorce on YouTube, man.
Right? Yeah, don't want to go out like that.
Awesome game though, but yeah. But I love Donkey Kong. But how about you? What you scored? What did you say you scored it currently?
So yeah, I hadn't said yet. I'm definitely in between that like 9 to 10 out of 10 for me so far. Like you know, definitely it is a bit easy, but to me it's following like that Nintendo formula of like, you know, like you said, Super Mario Odyssey or even Kirby and the Forgotten Land.
Yeah,
where the challenge is going to come. Like I've heard that there'll be some challenge levels later on that like the difficulty definitely like ramps up that, and like in like your post game type of thing.
That's it, yeah.
That might be where the challenge.
See, I'm intrigued for that.
Yeah, but not in the base game.
Yeah,
and I keep hearing how amazing, you know, this the final sequences or the final like couple things. So I'm curious if that'll be so amazing that it'll like bump up the score for you.
Yeah, I honestly I feel like it will. Wait, have you had it spoiled for you?
No, I haven't. I've been dodging the things like the
same like Neo.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. If it's true what I've had spoiled, then at least it's what I wanted, and I am almost certain that's going to bump it up at least to a 9 for me if it's true, because that's all I want. There's only one thing I wanted in this game, and if that ends up being true, then I'm sure I'll give it at least a 9. But like so far, 8.5. It's a very good
No,
score.
that's really good.
That's
Yeah.
like great. Like, you know, and
Yeah.
then 9 and above is like perfect, you know. So yeah, no. Honestly, this
Yeah.
like I have so much fun. I play probably 5 or 6 hours of it every day. So like
Yeah.
you know, I love it a lot.
Like, yeah, it's for me, it's like it's a perfect blend of a lot of the recent Nintendo games where
Yeah,
like the it has that Breath of the Wild factor where you can
definitely.
like I love just being able to climb up somewhere high,
Yeah,
look around and like,
yeah.
okay, what's that over there? Let me make my way over there, do some exploring. But then as I'm making my way over there, something else,
You
another
always see
challenge,
something.
another shrine type thing,
Yeah,
revealed itself. And so I had to go do that
yeah.
challenge. And then just the smashing is so satisfying.
Oh, it is. It
Like I
is.
love going to the Kong Bonanza and then just like smashing through the world
Same. Yeah,
and then seeing the sonar say like, hey, there's a fossil over there. Okay, let's
yeah.
smash over that way.
This is the thing, though, dude. Man, it's like once you get into that mode, it's like you never finish the game because it's like you just you just smash it everything, just looking for fossils.
Yeah, exactly. That's
And
why
it's
I'm
just
like 20 hours in and I haven't even got the second
it's
Bonanza form yet.
and it's because you find something like every 10 feet. So I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, keep smashing. Like, it's just insane. And like I'm smashing, and then I find like, you know, another one of the bonus little worlds, you know, the door that
Yeah.
use the music to unlock. You know, I was like, oh, I guess I'll do those as well while I'm here. It's
Yeah.
just like this. Yeah, no, like no one could ever say it's a boring game.
Oh
Ever.
yeah. Yeah, not at all.
You know, there's always stuff to do, you know, always. And it does feel satisfying as hell. You know what I like? It's just like just surfing on a rock.
Oh yeah.
Just that
Yeah.
alone is like, oh my god, man, it's so cool. Yeah, no,
And
it's
then,
very good. Very
and then I
good.
haven't heard you talk about this yet, but I love the combination of Donkey Kong and Pauline.
Yes,
Their relationship is just so pure and
I agree.
adorable. Like I love when you get your little home made and you take a nap in her little
Yeah, yeah.
bedtime conversations.
Yeah, yeah.
That's just
No, I
such a
love it. I think you're
beautiful
right.
bond.
It's such cool chemistry, and you know what? It gives it this whole like Disney layer
Mhm.
on the game. Do you know what I mean? Like the voice acting is amazing as well from
Yeah.
the
Yes.
voice actress of Pauline,
Yeah.
and the music that they play. Just all even just her interactions when you find a banana or when you find like
Mhm.
an apple for health. You know, she's like phew, and
Yeah.
like it's done really well. In fact, it might even be some of the best voice acting I've heard from a character in a Nintendo game in a
Yeah.
long time. It just seems really natural. Like it never takes me out of the game to where I think, oh god, that's terrible, like voice acting,
Yeah.
or you know, like a lot of people thought that a little bit about Zelda's voice acting in Breath of the Wild. It never really bothered me, but some people
Yeah.
definitely mentioned it. But
Mhm.
here it's like, no, it's
Yeah.
perfect. It's really really cool, and
Yeah.
just all the voice acting in general. But yeah, they've got awesome chemistry. Like, have you thought about this? And this is not spoiler because I don't know. But I heard a really cool theory from Andre Segers of Game Explaining. In fact, he made a video about this. And when he said it, I was like instantly agreeing. And it was that it's not that Pauline is a little girl in it, right? It's that she's been transformed into a little girl. So it's not
Hmm.
like she's gone back in the past, right? She's been transformed. And the reasons he gave he gave to this theory was so obvious when he mentioned it. I was like, oh my god, of course. So it's like she doesn't have shoes, right? And
Yeah.
he's like, no, of course, because they wouldn't fit her anymore. Her shoes have like fallen off because they were too big when she got transformed. And then
Yeah.
her jeans are rolled up at the bottom because, of course,
Mhm.
those her jeans are too big for her. And
Yeah.
even her red top looks like it's been cut into that shape. It looks like it's been torn or cut, you
Yeah.
know, because evidently it was a dress that was way too long. And I was like, oh my god, what are we talking about here? Like, you know, and like, does that mean are we gonna see like a baby Mario as well? Like, you know,
That
I
would
don't
be
know.
awesome.
But that got me thinking about the
Mhm.
game's story and what's actually going on and whether she has been transformed into a little girl, and that's what's happening. I don't
Yeah.
know. Like I said, it's just a theory that Andre Seeger's put out there.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I hadn't thought about that at all. I just
Maybe
been
by the
like,
time this goes up, like people will be watching, like knowing what it is. Like,
yeah. Like I think like when you listen to some of their um conversations, like I said, when you take a nap and she like, talks and stuff. From
mm,
the way that she talks, it doesn't sound like she would have been older, because she talks about like, oh yeah, we used to do this, or my mom did that, or
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. But it's only
yeah,
because I've heard other people talk about it. I'm thinking, oh, something is happening here, man. And I've seen something in a cutscene where I go up to where they're talking to Pauline. Obviously, I know what I won't say, but there's something up with her in this game. And I don't know exactly what it is yet, but they've hinted to it where I am in the game so far a few times. I'm like, what the hell is the deal with her? Like, what is it? I don't know yet, but we're gonna find out.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I guess definitely I'm looking forward to seeing what they do reveal for it. But yeah, no, definitely I am absolutely loving Donkey Kong Bonanza is definitely, the game that we need, that the Switch 2 needed.
Absolutely.
It's one of those
Came at the
games
right
that,
time.
yeah, it came at the right time. The fact that it was just a month and a half later, to me,
Yeah.
it was the one A to Mario Kart Worlds one,
Yeah.
where it might as well have been a launch title.
Yeah.
I've I definitely, I feel like it might it'll end up being a 10 out of 10 for me. I I feel like right now it is my current game of the year,
Oh,
but
nice.
it's only because I haven't finished Expedition 33 yet.
Oh, see, I've held off on that because there's like heavy rumors that's coming to Switch 2. So I'm like holding off. But I've
Yeah,
heard nothing but amazing things about that game. In fact,
yeah,
Nash Riedel is playing that at the moment and he's going nuts about it. Like,
yeah.
is that game of the year for you as well?
Well, so that's like Donkey Kong is like more, just more immediate with the gameplay, where it's
Yeah.
just like, okay, I just love the gameplay, and the gameplay just instantly connected with me. Where like even like the gameplay in Expedition 33, it connected with me, but with that type of game, it's more about like, yes, the gameplay, the combat, but also where does the story take you, and
Mm,
what does it make you feel? And so having not completed it yet, I can't really
yeah.
speak to how it's going to impact me yet.
Mm,
Um, where like even like I imagine that there's going to be some story things in Donkey Kong Bonanza that impact me as well.
mhm.
But at the end of the day, with that one, it's like, does the gameplay make it that game of the
Yeah.
year material? And so gameplay wise, right now, Donkey Kong has its hooks in me, and so I put it right here over Expedition 33. But we'll
Mm,
see once I finish Expedition 33, maybe where that might end up.
that'd be interesting.
But I think they all might have a hard task of beating out for me.
Yeah.
We'll see where it ends up, but people are discounting this game, and they need to remember, they need to put some respect on her name. Metroid Prime 4, that's going to be the game that like, that's going to be the game where
Oh.
see like, is that my game of the year
That's
over
the
Donkey
one,
Kong
man.
Bananza? Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. Like I hope so.
Yeah.
There was some rumors that now people are worried it's gonna come out next year and not this year. People are like panicking. It's like
Well, I don't know if you saw, but it like stuff just started dropping where it's been rated in Korea.
no, oh, what's that just now?
Just like earlier this morning for me. I don't know if you follow Stealth on
I
Twitter.
do. I didn't check my Twitter, but I should. Yeah, I
Yeah,
might probably have to do a video of that later. Yeah, well,
yeah.
it's funny because there was obviously that people misinterpreted
Mission
what Kiwi
Kiwi
Talk
Talks.
said, right? Yeah,
Mhm.
about it. And he's like, no, look, I don't know. Like the games might not be finished, but whatever. It's like I'm not saying it's gonna be delayed until next year.
Yeah,
But I put it up actually. I posted it on Twitter earlier. I did a conversation with Nash Riedel,
yeah,
and he was adamant. He's like, nah, it's coming this year.
yeah,
So I reposted that up today. So no, Nash Riedel says it's like definitely this year. The
yeah,
interesting thing about that, I don't know if you saw, like I posted it a couple of days ago. Did I post a video about it yesterday or the day before? I posted a video where, like, again, Nash Riedel was saying that not just Prime 4, they're making Prime 5 at the same time.
yeah,
And I was like, we were talking about it before we went live, and he was saying, yeah, man, that like they didn't start off together right at the beginning, but at some point in its development, they started developing Metroid Prime 5
yeah,
as well. and like for a few reasons, which is, when you think about it, it makes sense. Like, you know, this budget is insane, right? Nintendo hasn't just
Yeah,
financed Retro for one game, so you
yeah,
may as well do both at the same time and be more efficient. And then, but then also that allows you to do interesting things with the story. What Nash Widow was saying, right? Because it means you can set up a lot of things in Prime 4 that then you address in Prime 5, or
yeah,
maybe Prime 4 ends up being a cliffhanger, which is
yeah.
would be wild to
That
me, man.
that would be
Imagine that.
controversial if they
I
do
know,
that.
but it also shows that we don't have to wait 10 years for the next
Yes,
Metroid.
yeah,
So yeah, man. I mean, there's so much riding on this game. Like, you know,
yeah,
what the only thing that kind of worries me about it, if I'm like really like trying to like, you know, find what makes me nervous, is the fact that it's you know, it's a Switch One game effectively, right? It's had
mhm,
most of its development on the Switch One, and so like I hope that when it comes out, it doesn't suffer like in a, I don't know, a lack of scale, or like whether it seems a little outdated or something. I don't think it will, but
yeah,
that's what worries me a little bit. That it's effectively they're releasing a Switch One game, but it's touched up on the Switch Two, right? So it's going to
yeah,
be 4K and 60 and have mouse controls. Although as I said that, I could quite easily bat that away by saying, well, Breath of the Wild was a Wii U game,
yeah, and
and
that
right.
had skill, you know,
Yeah,
for
and it was
days.
like that didn't come out, and people were like, "Oh, that game looks outdated." So
Yeah,
it's like, and it was a Wii U game. It wasn't a Switch game. It was a Wii
yeah,
U game. So no. So no, I think it'll be fine. And I've my expectations are so high for that game.
yeah,
The development has been on forever. They acquired the talents of like every veteran in the industry,
yeah.
man.
They
They had
got
people from
some.
Call of Duty, people
Yeah,
from the Halo series, Battlefield series, like loads of games. So this team they acquired, man, like they are experienced,
yeah,
yeah, and they're Metroid fans, and
yeah,
so
yeah. That's important. Like you got
yeah,
people that actually like love the series, fans of the series, so they're gonna want to respect it. And yeah, retro, they're not to be doubted when it comes
no way,
to the
no
Metroid
way,
Prime game. So I have no doubts that it's going to be a great game. The question is how great of a game
yeah,
will it be? But they're masters at truly making the most out of and showing what a system is truly capable of. You know,
yeah.
playing like the Metroid Prime remaster, that game, a GameCube game, to me, it still felt like
Oh,
it fit right in modern times.
100%, dude. Like when I played the remaster, I was like, this
Yeah,
exactly as you said it. It could
yeah,
have came out today, and it would be like it would fit in well. Like no
yeah,
one would think this is a game from 2004, whatever, you know,
yeah,
2003. Like it just is incredible. Obviously, the remaster, the new coat of paint was, but it's not just that. It's just the level design
yeah,
was like amazing, and the pacing and like the storytelling, unbelievable. Yeah, I couldn't believe how much going back and playing the remaster of Prime One like knocked me out. It was just
yeah,
unbelievable. But like the thing is as well, I think like for Metroid, like the next few years are going to be super good, man, because
yeah,
like we're going to get Metroid 4. Um, Supposedly, according to Nash Weedle, Mercury Steam is already working on another Metroid game. In fact,
yeah.
they've got two Metroid projects at the moment. So one
Mm.
of them is supposedly, and he's got good connections to Mercury Steam, Nash Weedle, but he was saying that they're working on a Switch 2 edition of Metroid Dread.
Okay.
So that's cool. They've
Right.
been working on that for a while. And in fact, he says because they were one of, if not the first developer in Spain, at least amongst indies, that
Yeah.
received a dev kit for the Switch.
Yeah.
So they've been working on stuff for a while. But he says that apart from that, they're working on another Metroid game as well. And I asked him, like, an original Metroid game, or like, could it be like a remake of Super Metroid, maybe?
Yeah.
And he didn't know what, he didn't know, he didn't say, I don't know, but they're definitely supposedly definitely working on another Metroid game as well as the Switch 2 edition of Dread. So
Yeah.
for like Metroid games in the next few years, man, we're gonna eat well for
Yes.
sure.
Yeah. It's gonna be good. Um, what do you think? What do you predict when will it launch? Is it gonna be September or November? Like
Mm.
what are you thinking for Metroid?
Something tells me nearer to Christmas. Yeah.
Mm.
Something tells me nearer to Christmas. Only for a couple of reasons. I think it would just make more sense because it's a big game. I know people are nervous, and maybe Nintendo nervous because as good as they are, Metroid games that never sell more than like 2-3 million, right? No matter how critically acclaimed they are, how much people love them, they just for some reason they have that barrier where they just don't sell past that margin. So maybe that might make Nintendo nervous and save something else for the Christmas period. But then what makes me think that is that there's a lot of rumors about this supposed remake or remaster of Galaxy 2. And the rumors that would be the September game. And I spoke to Nashville about this and asked him, and because he said something to me once, he said that Nintendo has a secret or another announcement to make, and that actually someone at Nintendo accidentally said it, but no one caught on to it. So I looked everywhere trying to find it because I assumed it must have been said at a Nintendo Treehouse or something. It hadn't. So I don't know what it is. But he said he wasn't talking about Galaxy 2. But the game he was talking about, he said would be out like around September time. So that makes me think if it's another Nintendo game and if it's out in September, then they probably wouldn't release Prime in the same month. So then maybe they do leave Prime for Christmas, like for like a November, end of November type game. And I hope they do. Like, I hope they do. I hope they really just push everything into that series, man. They need to do something to get that selling at least past 5 million. At least.
Well, I think with Metroid Prime 4, this will be the one that breaks through, because one, you're gonna have the Switch audience and that install base, and then you're also gonna have the like, oh my goodness, how amazing does this look on Switch 2? I'm feeling November as well, and I'm feeling that now because I still think like we have to get Prime 2 and Prime 3.
Yes,
and
for sure.
Like, definitely, I don't think there'd be enough time if they drop Prime 2 and 3, like say sometime this next week, if maybe we get a Nintendo Direct,
Yeah,
like
man.
you need a little bit of time to allow people to play through those games before like throwing Metroid Prime 4 on them. I think that Nintendo really wants Metroid to take that next step.
Absolutely.
So November is perfect for that. And what makes me think that also now is that with Pokemon Legends ZA being slotted for October, like that's going to already help boost them for the holiday season. So they have their big holiday game,
absolutely,
sales wise in Legends ZA. So I think they can allow Metroid Prime 4 to ride that wave.
Absolutely. Like you say, it's an interesting thing because we keep forgetting it is a Switch 1 game as well. So you can expect it. There's going to be a massive campaign for it. There's going to be it's going to have its own direct and all that kind of stuff for sure. So that's going to be really interesting. But yeah, man, I hope it is. I mean, I want it earlier, obviously, man. Drop it tomorrow. But like you just said, you hinted yourself, right? Like if it comes out November, and there's been a lot of rumors of this, but like it's logical, man. Like if this direct this week, it's they give us a date for Prime 4, and if it is like November, then how just logical would it be to be like, hey, but don't worry, by the way, like here's a Prime 2 and 3 shadow dropped, with mouse controls. Imagine, like that would be like, so that would cause waves. That would be amazing, and that would be the logical thing to do because we keep hearing for a long time these two games have been made for a while.
That they've been ready to go.
They've just been waiting to drop it. And my theory behind that was that maybe they were, but then maybe when they were making Prime 4 and they added mouse controls to Prime 4, maybe they thought, you know what, we could add mouse controls to Prime 2 and 3, and maybe even 1. Maybe they released a trilogy.
Doing the update,
Yeah, imagine if they release a trilogy, 1, 2, and 3, all with mouse controls, all remastered. Man, I'm telling you, man, that would be insane news. So who knows? But yeah.
So we've been talking about it for a minute. We keep mentioning it, but
do you
think
this is where the internet shuts off?
Are you team Direct next week?
Man, so like, do you know what's funny? Like, I just posted a video on my Discord when Nintendo Prime gave me a shout out because I'll try and get through it quick. So like, I was told a while ago, not by Nash Weeder or someone else, that the direct, put it this way. So at the beginning of June, I mean, like right at the beginning of June, there was a lot of rumors that there would be a direct in June, and someone had told me that it was July, and I said to them, "Are you sure?" Because like every YouTuber is coming out saying, and not just YouTubers, but like known big insiders, right, that we all know, came out saying that there was going to be a direct in June. But my contact, my source, kept telling me, no, it's July, because it's July, and there's another one in September. And he told me this all the way, I think it was like the 5th and 6th of June. I posted it on the 11th of June. Like it's there on my X. I posted on the 11th of June. Listen, everyone's saying June. I'm here in July, but I've only got one source, so I can't verify it with other sources, right? Because I'm not an insider, I'm not a leaker. I just by chance know someone in that industry, and they happen to tell me this. But it's only one source, right? So I can't verify it. But as the time went by, like he was like correct. And then when everyone was started posting that it was going to be the first week, I think, was it the first or second week of July? Everyone was saying, do you remember there was a week a while ago that everyone's convinced
right before Donkey Kong or something.
It was like the week before Donkey Kong. Everyone was saying it was going to be that week, and my source back then was telling me, no, it's the last week. And I was like, you sure? Like everyone's saying it's going to happen this week. It's going to happen this week, and he's like, no, it's next week. It's the last week. It's definitely the last week. He's like, it's last week. And again, there's another one in September. I'm like, all right then. So I posted that. So I had receipts, right? I said, look, I posted this about 2 days before everyone else decided to say it was the last week. So that's what I was told. I have been given a date. And it's funny because I've spoken to Nash Weedle about it, and he's been given the same date by one of his contacts, but then he's been given a couple of other dates as well, so I don't know, but I have been given a date. I just say it's not Monday.
I'm feeling like it has to be Thursday.
Oh, is it on 31st?
in the month with a bang, right? We will.
Do you know what I say? I'll say you something, right? Like in my pod, I did a podcast with Nash Weedle and Bidia 507, and I think someone asked about the date. In fact, I might have asked him on behalf of someone in the chat, like, hey, I was like, hey Nash, like, when do you think it's gonna happen, the direct? And he said, I'll quote him exactly, right? He said, oh, well, it's going to be in the last week, right? So it's going to be somewhere between the 31st and the 31st. Sorry, I mean, now, all I'll say is someone in the chat said, oh, he's let it slip. Now, what I can say about that is that he said that like that on purpose to see how I would react. Say that what you will. But I like your guess. Yeah. I like your guess. So yeah, so that's what I've been told. I will say, like, of the specific date, my source seems a little bit. They told me. I nearly said the date. They told me this date over a week ago, I think, and they've mentioned the same date a few times. But I don't know. There's a feeling I get that, like, are they like 100% sure about that date? They seem to be. They've mentioned me a few times. I'm gonna ask them again today. But I've left hints. I've left hints on X for people to find out what date I've been told. There's like, if people want to have a look, there's hints there for sure.
Definitely. It's definitely going to be funny if it is on Thursday, because people. Twitter is going to be crazy all week long. They're going to be on pins and needles. Did Nintendo tweet this morning? They just tweeted something random. It's not going to be on Tuesday. Okay, no. Tuesday. Did they post something? No, they didn't. Come Wednesday, if they haven't heard anything yet, people are going to be going crazy.
I think they will. I think they will. Yeah. I've heard a couple of things of like which couple of developers are going to be there for sure. I've heard something about a game that I left a hint to in my X, which I'm waiting to see if it's the case, because then I can point to it and say, yeah, I knew about that game. But it from what I understand, it is meant to be definitely third party heavy. It's heavy. Okay. Yeah. We are going to hear about Microsoft for sure. Obviously, there's been all the leaks now of Sea of Thieves, all the hints of Sea of Thieves. But Nash Reader was talking about Sea of Thieves months ago, being one of the first games Microsoft was going to put on Switch 2. So like that seems to be the case. I think we're going to for sure see Assassin's Creed in some way, shape, or form shown. For sure, not even necessarily just Shadows, which of course got rated recently in Brazil, and that I think that's going to get shown. But I think we might even get like a pack of the old ones. Maybe we'll get like Odyssey and Origins like in a double pack or something like that. I'm convinced all of those Assassin's Creeds are coming for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Ubisoft, they just did come out and say like they've got more games to announce this year, and that
exactly.
Yeah, so
exactly right. And so, and there's been rumors about Shadow, Assassin's Creed Shadows and all the other ones from months ago. Like Nate the Hate, I think, has said stuff about. Loads of people have said they've heard stuff about the Assassin's Creed games. I'm intrigued to see what Capcom are going to do, because I know Capcom are going to be there at the direct, but I'm intrigued to see what it is they show, because I assume we're going to get the Resident Evil remakes. But like I've said loads of times before, and I would love them, but I've said, and if we see a trailer for 9, that would be insane. But like I kind of wouldn't mind a Resident Evil exclusive, like Resident Evil Revelations 3.
Yeah,
man, I'd like that. I think that's what I want more of this time. Not necessarily games that have been out. Like, don't get me wrong, I will buy these games day one, like Shadows and all the old Assassin's Creeds and all the old Resident Evils.
Yeah.
But to push the audience, right, to not look at the Switch as though as a console that gets old ports. Like, I want more things like Duskbloods and stuff like that. Like, give us more exclusives from like massive developers, massive publishers. I think that will move the needle even more. I think that would impress people a lot more. Like Duskbloods when it came out. Man, that created headlines, man. Like when From Software made a game that was an exclusive, man, some fans were pissed. Like,
and why is it on Nintendo?
But you know, I'm like, give us more like that. Like, I'd be like, pee off as many people as you can, man. Like, you know, for sure, absolutely.
That's that can be maybe the only concern about Direct being third party heavy, is if it's going to be like Port Central Direct. You know,
do you know? Yeah. Absolutely. You know what I would do if I was Nintendo right now? I'd be like, you know what? I'd call up Microsoft. Yo, we'll pay for that Perfect Dark exclusive. Like, bring it in.
We'll fix the game for you.
We'll fix the game. We'll fund it. Bring it over. That Scalebound game from Platinum Games that you had years ago, we'll take that too. Thank you. You know, and then that will pee off everyone.
That would be crazy. Talk about some bombshells.
Oh, mate. Do you remember when they took what do you call it, Bayonetta? And people were mad.
They're still mad.
They're still mad. They didn't buy it. They didn't buy it. They should have bought it. You know, they should have bought it. So,
but definitely. Like we had to get some dates for the Final Fantasy VII remake and Elden Ring. But
Square Enix, I know, is there. They're there. Like, they got
maybe Final Fantasy IX makes an appearance.
Final Fantasy, right? I've heard things about Final Fantasy, for sure. And I got a couple others, but I'm not sure. I've heard things about 2 different games, and I'm not sure which one it is that's going to show up, because they gave me more of a hint than actual information, and I've been trying to work it out for ages, and I think I've worked it out. I think I worked it out, but I'm not sure. It's more of a guess, but I saw something that led me towards Final Fantasy 14, but that's more on my part, going by the hints I was given, and I don't know if I'm right about it, but the hint I followed led me to Final Fantasy 14.
I mean, Yoshi P, I feel like he's talked about it before, where they would love to get it on platforms, and I think he even mentioned trying to get it on a Nintendo platform, but obviously it wouldn't have been able to be on the original Switch. So that wouldn't be too much of a shocker.
Absolutely. But who knows? I'm expecting cool things, man. Like like Doom Dark Ages. Like, surely that gets shown, or at least announced. Like, surely. I can't imagine a world where they haven't been working on that port for a while already. Considering like how popular, especially, I don't know about Doom Eternal, but I know Doom 2016 sold well on the Switch and got so much hype. And again, they can do one of those mad videos where like they can have the comparison video for the Series S version, but you could also have the comparison videos of Doom 2016 on Switch 1 versus Doom Dark Ages on Switch 2. And it's like, look at the difference in hardware, right? So that for sure, nothing can convince me that that's not coming out on Switch, and it won't be one of the first ones we see from Microsoft, for sure.
Without a doubt. What's one thing that you hope to see, that you really want to see at this Direct? First party and then third party.
Oh, mate, Let's have a look. Oh, I have to think about this. Oh, okay. Wait, okay. Oh, okay. It's not first party, but kinda. Because no, because it's an exclusive. Can I say that? It's
Yeah.
a sequel to an exclusive. I
Okay.
think you
Yeah.
might
Yeah.
know what it is already. Astral Chain 2.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my god,
I
man!
mean,
Like,
it is first party. That is
well,
first
it is
party.
first party. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, yeah. So yeah, because Nintendo owns it. Of course it is. Of
Yeah.
course it is. Yeah, of course it is. So yeah, Astral Chain, without a doubt, that game is just incredible. I know it sold well initially, like it sold over 1 million, but I feel like at some point the sales kind of fell off in
Yeah.
comparison to how quickly it was selling over 1 million, which is
Yeah.
a shame because like again, it sold well enough that they want to make a sequel. So, but it's like if you talk to I've never met one person who's played Astral Chain that doesn't say it's just incredible. I've never met anyone that just says, yeah, it's all right, it's good. Like everyone is insane about Astral Chain who plays
Yeah.
it.
I love
Yeah, that game, man, it's just perfect. Like honestly, the action, I think the action, even if it's in 30 FPS, I don't care. I think the action's better than the action in Bayonetta 3. I think it's just amazing. The story is incredible. The music, oh my
Yeah.
god, the
The
art
music. Yeah.
style, it's just like your adrenaline is just insane playing that game. So I would love that. I know that obviously there's a lot of issues with Platinum Games. Obviously, Camilla left, and he's taken also the director of the first Platinum Games with him and
Yeah.
other people. But again, I think it was Nashville who said like they've been in heavy development with that game for a while now, like a while. And you know, as you said, Nintendo owns the IP. Nintendo owns the patents even for the mechanics of the fighting, of the combat.
Yeah.
So yeah, that game you have to think is there. And then third party, man, there's so many, man. But the one for some reason that popped into my head is probably one not many people think of, but it's the new Dying Light. Well, it's like a standalone game, almost not Dying Light 2. It's Dying Light Beasts.
Yeah.
The Beast.
I think somebody asked them about it, and they like said something to the effect that like they don't have anything like
Yeah.
Nintendo related to talk about.
Yeah. Well, do you know, because what's funny is that obviously we got Dying Light 1, and Dying Light 1, for anyone who knows me, is my favorite game since like Twilight Princess. It's the only game I have higher than Astral Chain on the Switch, and it's because I love that game to death.
Yeah.
But the second one was not great. But the second one, people forget now. The second one was shown in the direct on the Switch One. They were going to release it via the cloud. Yeah. And then it just disappeared. Just never mentioned again. You know?
Yeah.
So either that's coming out on Switch 2. I assume it probably will because it has been updated so many times since it came out. So I imagine it will, but I hope the Beast comes out. I think it will. I think it will. The Switch, here's the thing, right? The Switch 2 is selling so much. It's selling so fast.
Yeah.
And at the same time, Xbox is just not selling consoles. So it's like, it's logical, man. Like, even if you're third party that thinks, oh, our games just don't sell that much on Nintendo hardware.
Yeah.
It's still at this point better to put it on Nintendo hardware and have it sell something and potentially a lot than putting it on an Xbox One, which is still like, I don't know, on Xbox Series SX, which is like, what, I don't know, they sold like what, 35 million? I don't know. And people, you know, those consoles just aren't selling.
Yeah.
So you may as well, you know, do that. And they might look at stuff like Cyberpunk, man, and you know, and they think, damn, that sold well. You know, what we need is some other third parties that sell well.
Yeah.
So we think it's not just Cyberpunk, other games are selling well as well.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, based off of those the recent Circana charts, I think the third parties are doing pretty good. Like just seeing Guardians of Azuma just even on the Circana charts, to me that speaks a lot to third parties doing better than was originally reported on. And then that Christopher Drain report was really just talking about one studio and one game initially. So I say for me, first party wise, I need to see something from the goats, from Monolith.
Oh God, yeah. How could I not say it? Yeah, of course.
Either them or Fire Emblem, but I want to see what Monolith is cooking. I feel like they might probably say that one for maybe a September one to show
Monolith,
to show like hype for stuff for next year or something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
But I'd really love to see what they're cooking up.
Oh, hell yeah, they're so talented, man. I always feel sorry for them because it's like they get called up to help Nintendo in every game.
Yeah.
Like, all right, man, we'll help you with Mario Kart. Like, all right, Donkey Kong, all right. Because it's funny because Donkey Kong right? It's the Odyssey team, but
Yeah,
there's also 2 other teams, and one of the teams I can't remember what they called now, and it's not Monolith,
it's
but
one
it's a
of
studio
studio.
made of ex-Monolith workers. So even then, it's like, you know, like ex-Monolith devs are
Yeah,
working on Donkey Kong, what's it called, Bananza. Like, you
yeah.
know?
Monolith
So
to the rescue.
man, don't be so talented, like, you know,
Yeah.
you know.
And then third party wise, Nate the Hate has rumored this one, I believe, a couple times. So I would love to see it show up because it is one of the games I am looking forward to for the rest of this year. So if will come out on the Switch 2 this year, that would be awesome. And that is the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake.
Gosh, yeah, surely that comes out as well, right? Yeah,
Because I
yeah,
feel
that'll
like
be good.
the Metal Gear collection, I believe,
Mm,
has done pretty well
yeah,
on the original Switch. So yeah, there's an audience for Metal Gear on the Switch. So I'd love to.
yeah. I mean, people still remember Twin Snakes GameCube like really
Mhm.
fondly. That was an insane remake,
Yeah.
insane remake. And we know we're like, you know, we're getting Kojima stuff. Like we're getting Death Stranding,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
apparently.
Yeah.
Just
That's
Death
yes.
Stranding 2 probably, maybe as well. Or as I call it, the Postman Simulator.
Yeah.
But you know, like, yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I'm excited. I think this direct, I've got high hopes for this direct.
Yeah. And
I'm very excited. Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know what one more thing will be, but well,
Yeah.
there's rumors that it might be Animal Crossing, maybe, you know, like, so
I
we'll
think
see.
yeah, that'll either be the one more thing or that might be the kickoff thing.
Yeah, I hope it's the kickoff thing. Like,
Yeah.
it's a bit cozy for it to be, and I love Animal Crossing, and I'm excited for the rumors of this one because I did feel for a while they just kind of stagnated and they never advanced to what I thought they should have. Like, I remember playing it on GameCube, and I was in love with Animal Crossing on GameCube. But then, like everyone I played after, I always felt like there was just incremental, you know, changes, not like, you know, overhauls. But from what I'm hearing about this one, man, it's meant to be a much bigger scale, a much bigger focus on co-op, things like vehicles and stuff. So I'm
Oh,
like, I'm hoping because I love
okay.
Animal Crossing, man. Like I figured Nintendo was just waiting for like another COVID before they released them. Like screw it. I
Yeah.
can get 50 million of this sold.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm mad. I hope I don't get disappointed because a lot of times with directs, you know, we get our hopes up, and now the end it's like,
Yeah. I,
uh,
I I think these first ones for the initial start of the Switch 2 that they're just gonna be coming out all guns a blazing as much
yeah, man,
as
I think so.
possible.
I
Because
think so.
yeah, they know
I
that they just need to like hit the ground running.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get a lot of Switch 2 editions for sure. Like we spoke earlier about the Pikmin 4 Switch 2
Yeah,
edition. I think there'll be a Mario Wonder Switch 2 edition. I think
yeah.
we'll get a bunch of stuff like that. We might get maybe a couple extra GameCube games or N64 games. Maybe we get
Mhm.
Donkey Kong 64 on the NSO.
Yeah.
But man, dude, there's like a list of GameCube games I want, man. Like, oh my god, like I want Beautiful Joe
Eternal
1 and 2.
Darkness.
Eternal Darkness,
Yes.
Beautiful Joe 1 and 2. Man, it's sort of like, man, Twin Snakes would be awesome.
Yeah.
Man, there's so many games I'd want from there. You know, like there's random ones as well, like LA. What was it called? LA Crime, I
Oh,
think.
yeah.
Do you remember that was so
Yeah,
cool? Oh my god, Killer 7. Killer 7 was amazing.
yeah.
There's a bunch of games, man, that I want from the GameCube. So I hope we get more. I asked Nash Reed if he thought we would get Wii games at some point. He was like convinced we're getting Wii games. Yeah, because there's even some patents for the Joy Cons that apparently make it work a little bit more like the Wii. What was it called? The more advanced
Oh,
remote.
the Motion Plus.
The Motion Plus, yeah. So it works more like that. So he's like convinced we'll get Wii games. I thought, oh, that would be cool, man. Like,
Yeah,
that would be nice. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm
yeah.
hopeful.
So yeah, you mentioned the Switch 2 editions, and I definitely think we'll see some more of those. But what is like one Switch 2 edition that you hope to see?
I think it is Pikmin 4, you know. From
Or
Switch 2 edition, yeah. That out of all the ones that we'd get. Because, well, oh no, wait, hold back. No. Hold, what am I saying? Hold
I
on,
was gonna
hold
say
on.
I'm really surprised at this answer.
Yeah, exactly. No, let me think back because I love Pikmin. Pikmin's like one of my favorite
Yeah,
franchises as well. But I would love Astral Chain, but
yes,
at the same time, it almost doesn't need it because the game is so beautiful as it is,
yeah,
and the 30 FPS never bothered me. Like it never, but like I never ever sat there for, oh man, I wish it was 60 FPS. Never bothered me. The game is just perfect. So I would, man, trust me, I'd want it. But then there's like Bayonetta 3 needs it way more, man. Because like
Yeah.
Bayonetta 3, I think its frame rate hovered at like 45 or so, or whatever. And again, I'm not about frame rates, man. If it's 30, I'm fine. But whatever, you can make it 60. But visually, it did suffer that game. Like you could tell that was the point where the Switch really was struggling to run games like that. And whenever the action got insane, you'd see pixelation and and just like artifacts flying everywhere. It
Yeah.
struggled for sure, man. That resolution would tank. So if they could get that game, like, oh, imagine like 4K 60,
Yeah.
Bayonetta 3. Oh, that would
Yeah.
be a really, really awesome Switch 2 edition, I think. And then
Yeah.
like the Doom would be an incredible Switch 2 edition as well.
Yeah.
I had to pick one. You know what? Man, it might be between those two. Might be between Doom and Bayonetta 3.
Okay.
Just because I'd enjoy to see like the glow up, right?
Yeah.
But like the one that would be like, oh my lord, would be Batman Arkham Knight. That
Yeah.
game looks like a bin, it looks like a trash can.
Yeah.
Like if they could make that look anything like the PS5 version, PS4 version, whatever, that would be an incredible glow up as well. And I stopped playing the game. I'd love to go back to that game. But you're making me pick one, so I'm going to say Bayonetta 3.
Bayonetta 3. All right.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I thought you were going to go Astral Chain, but yeah. Bayonetta 3 definitely could use a little bit of help, and it would be like both of those, Astral Chain and Bayonetta 3, would be really cool to see those get a second chance.
Absolutely.
To reach more people. For me, all of those are great choices. After I mentioned, how much of a believer I am now in the mouse control mode, and the game in series that I think could take the most advantage of that, and just in how smooth it would be Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
Give me a Fire Emblem Three Houses Switch 2 edition with mouse control and update those visuals. I do another playthrough. I didn't do the I never did the Golden Deer route, so I'd play the Golden Deer route to play with the mouse control mode.
When you said that, instantly I forgot. I'd even love like a Switch 2 edition of, or it'd be a remake at this point, not even a Switch game, of a Fire Emblem Awakenings. Like, that would be so damn good, man.
That would
Oh
be
my
amazing.
god, like a full remake of that on Switch 2. Oh, I still need to play Engage. I've had it. I bought it like day one, and I still haven't played it. Can you believe that?
Oh, Engage. I know people hated on that game.
Yeah, some people didn't like it.
Gameplay wise, I would say that is the best Fire Emblem.
Yes, I've heard. That's what I mean. I've heard people say that. So I'm like,
Three Houses is my favorite when you combine everything, like story and gameplay. But just off of gameplay alone, Engage is amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yes, give us that Awakening remake with feet.
Please, listen.
So that would be my choice there. But let's see here. So yeah, we're Team Direct next week, and
yep. What are you doing next Thursday? Just asking.
I'm gonna be basking in the afterglow of an amazing Direct, whether it happens Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah.
Switch 2, I think it's been a really good start. I think we do need to talk about at least one of the controversial things. I know I've kept you here for a little bit.
Oh, no.
But what are your thoughts on how do you feel about the game key cards? Are you outraged at the key cards?
I'm not, man. But then I feel like I'm supposed to be. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, it's not ideal. Obviously, and where I can, obviously, I buy it on cartridge. Right? There's games I have not bought because I'm like, nah, man, I might want to resell that or something, so I just won't buy it now. But is it the worst thing? Like, probably not. There's a couple of things to it, right, that do puzzle me if they're true, right? Like, there's a lot of rumors saying that Nintendo is only giving developers the options of a 64 gigabyte cartridge and not a 32 or anything like that, which is why their developers now are just opting for then the game key card, because they're like, screw it, we're not going to pay for a 64 gigabyte cartridge to put our 10 gigabyte game into. That's ridiculous. So I
Yeah.
get that. And then, like, supposedly, I don't know if this is correct. Someone can maybe say in the chat, the reason Nintendo might be doing that is to get sales of the 64 gigabyte up
Yeah.
cartridge, so then it brings down the
Lord.
price of it, right? So for the
Yeah.
future. So okay, fine. But I don't think that's a good solution at all by Nintendo. But at the same time, even if they had, I still think that even if they had provided 32 gigabyte cartridges or 16, some developers will still opt for the game key card because
Mhm.
to save costs, they still would.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not great. Of course, it's not. It's not good. But and we've been saying earlier, Call of Duty is going to be over 100 gigabytes.
Yeah.
That's not going to fit on a 64 gigabyte cartridge. There isn't a bigger cartridge than that. Some games might be even more than 100 gigabytes. Split Fiction, I think it's like 79 or something.
73, yeah, something like
Yeah, 69, 79, something like that. And you could say maybe that's bad optimization on their part, could be. But there are games clearly that are going to be way beyond 64 gigabytes. So there has to be a solution in place. And it might just be that ends up being the game key card. And it's like, it's not great, but at the very least, it's better than a code in a box. And it still allows you to resell the
yeah,
game afterwards, right? Which is the important thing, right? Like it lets you
yeah,
resell it afterwards. So it's not great, man. And it, it depends. Like if you have other systems, maybe you want to buy that game on another system. I don't know. It's clear Nintendo's probably all their games are going to be on a cartridge. It's clear.
yeah,
But the other thing as well is that I forgot what I was gonna say about the other thing now. But in a way, it kind of reminds me of like I during the Switch one, there was a point where I only had Switch, and there were certain games that came via the cloud, and it was not ideal, obviously.
yeah,
Luckily, I had good enough internet. So, but for me, the question was like, all right, do I want this game not to appear on the Switch at all,
yeah,
or do I want Control to appear via the cloud at least so some people can play? It's like, well, at least I can play it in some way, shape, or form, right? Because I didn't have an
yeah,
Xbox Series S at the time, like I do now.
yeah,
So and it's the same way, right? At least it allows you to have the game in a way that you might not have had it at all before. Like Call of Duty, if take away the fact that maybe it's just digital, it could be just a digital game, right? So Call of Duty on the Switch 2 would either be just a digital game
yeah.
or code in the box, and
Box.
that's it because it's not going to fit on a cartridge. So at least this way it allows that to be on a cartridge and you can resell it. So
Yeah,
like I said, it's not perfect, but
yeah,
I'm not like like I can sleep well.
yeah,
you know.
yeah. I'm not outraged by them. I do think that some of the outrage and just craziness that's come about it has been maybe a little bit overblown.
Yeah, there's a lot
um,
of people getting a lot of making a living and getting a lot of clicks from making
yeah,
Nintendo hate content. Like it's a trend, it's a thing for sure, man.
yeah,
And I think a lot of it's been driven by that kind of
yeah.
stuff.
It's definitely, it's I would prefer, everything on the cartridge as
Of
much as
course, yeah,
possible. It's not my preferred, but at the end of the day, like for me, I've always said, if there's a game that I want to play, I'm not going to not play it
yeah,
because it's not on a format that I would prefer it on.
yeah,
So if it has to be on a game key card, then you know it is what it is.
yeah.
I don't love it. Maybe I'll wait for a sale. Probably my like the biggest beef that I have with the game key cards is that I don't know if you've experienced this so far, but one big difference between the Switch and the Switch 2 is that downloading games takes significantly longer so far on the Switch 2 than they had for me on the Switch
Oh,
1.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, I haven't noticed. Yeah, no.
So like especially like with some of these third party games that are like
Mm,
so much bigger, where they're in that like 30, 40, 50,
yeah,
60 gigabyte game. So
yeah.
we're talking about I've had games that have taken like maybe about an hour or so
Mm,
to download. So that's probably the my biggest beef with the game key cards is that especially with these third party games that you have to download it initially off of the internet. So when you first get your game and you're ready to play it, you're gonna have to wait like a
yeah,
good 30 minutes to an hour, maybe longer, depending on how big the game is, waiting for it to download. Um, But then after that, you don't need the internet anymore, and you can just play your game like you would if it was on the cartridge. So it's it's not the best solution, but it's not the worst.
Yeah, exactly.
uh,
Yeah, if that's the worst problem the Switch 2's got, then it's like,
yeah,
do you know what I mean?
yeah.
It's not even a thing. Yeah,
So okay, that's cool. We're not outraged. We're able to be
we're chill.
level headed about it.
Yeah, absolutely,
um,
absolutely.
so just as the year rolls on with what we know right now, what is your most anticipated game for the rest of the year?
Ooh, it has to be Metroid. It has to be Metroid. Yeah, I can't even think I can't even think of a game that's rumored that's more anticipated than Metroid. Metroid again, it's one of my favorite franchises for sure. Yeah, even if you ask me if they could bring back a franchise, I don't even know. Maybe if they said Pikmin 5, like there's a chance Pikmin 5 could come out this year, I'd be like, oh damn, so I'd be like, I love Pikmin. I love Pikmin. But no, it has to be Metro, right? Because we've been waiting. When
Hmm.
was it? Like when was it? 8 years ago? So when was it?
Yeah,
When was the
they 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 announced it the first year of the original Switch.
exactly. So like 8 years we've been
Yeah,
waiting for this. Like, so like yeah, you just want it now. That's the thing, man. Like you
yeah,
just want. I don't even need to see more footage at the
yeah,
direct. I just need a date. Just give
yeah,
me the date. That's all we need.
yeah,
That's it. So yeah, no, undoubtedly Metroid.
yeah.
Undoubtedly.
Yeah, same without a doubt. Metro Prime 4, and that's across any system. That's
Yeah,
my most anticipated game. It was already my most anticipated game for the year, and
yeah.
it's held on to that. So I'm like, yeah, super excited for Metroid Prime 4. Let's see how well we can come back to this, later in the year. See how well you know yourself. I know right now you're saying Split Fiction is your favorite game
I
that you
think
played this
so.
year. Do you think? Do you have faith? Do you trust? Do you believe that Metroid Prime 4 will top that? And do you think that it'll be the
Yeah.
game of the year?
Man, I hope so, man. I do. I do. I do. I do. I do. I do. I know like it's easy to say retro, but people forget, man. Like a lot of people have left Retro Studios. Retro Studios isn't the same Retro Studios that made the first trilogy of Metroid. Like
Yeah,
a lot of people left Retro in between those games, after those games. So it's a lot of the people left. Hence why they hired a lot of veterans from other series.
yeah,
Um, but you know, unlike working for other systems like Sony or Microsoft, like Nintendo, they're fine, man. They're like, yo, don't release this until it's ready.
yeah,
I mean, so we're not gonna get a game that's been rushed. Or clearly, it's been 8 years, but like that's just been pushed out with bugs or whatever. Like we know whatever version of Metroid Prime comes out, we know it's the version that Nintendo is happy with, and that they think the quality is high enough for it to be released. So I don't doubt that. And like I said, man, the fact that they've hired so many veterans gets me excited. Also, gets me really excited.
yeah,
And the fact that they got a greenlit to make a fifth one at the same time, so they're
yeah,
obviously confident with what they're seeing
yeah,
about Metroid Prime 4, and what we've seen so far looks really good. It does.
yeah,
It looks really polished. Like the combat looks amazing. The music is just right.
yeah,
I love the tone of it. So yeah, I feel, man, I would be so disappointed if I got this game and I didn't think it was my game of the year, because I feel like
yeah,
I almost can't see how it can fail. Oh my god, I'm gonna jinx it. But like I don't see how. I don't see how. Like
yeah,
it's been too long in development now.
yeah.
You know?
Like this game is definitely super important to Nintendo. They would not have like let us know that, hey, we restarted development.
Yeah,
We would not have known that Retro Studios picked up the development on it if this game did not really mean something to them. So I
yeah,
think that they truly value this game. And then if it does end up being like the November release, that even shows even more how much when they value this game,
yeah,
and
absolutely,
how amazing of a game that they believe that they have on their hands here. So
absolutely,
um,
absolutely.
so the question will be, if Metroid Prime 4 lives up to or exceeds your expectation, will you be Switch 1 2017 or Switch 2 2025? Which would have been the better lineup for you?
What, like first year
Yeah,
lineup?
yeah,
Oh, oh man, it probably would still be Switch 1, right? Overall, because we got that, we got Breath of the Wild, we got Odyssey. Is that what you're talking? You're comparing like the first year from both
yeah,
consoles, right? Yeah, yeah. Well,
yeah,
then, oh my god, because then we got Odyssey, we got Splatoon 2, Splatoon 2, yes, Splatoon 2.
yeah,
We got Arms, we got Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
yeah,
For man, it's gonna be hard to beat that. I'd put the Switch 1 first year because that Switch 1 first year, we got something big every 6 weeks. It was
yeah,
insane.
yeah,
But they're saying that like it's still early. It's
yeah,
still early. It's still early.
yeah,
Like obviously the Metroid Prime 4 Switch 2 would be a better version, obviously.
yeah,
Um, yeah, it depends what else comes out though. But at
yeah,
the moment, if everything stays the same, then Switch 1 would have had a better first year. But then we got Donkey Kong. Oh, and I do prefer Donkey Kong more than Odyssey. Hmm. You know what? Only because I've got a feeling of what else might come out this year. I'm gonna say Switch 2 actually. I'm changing my mind because also Breath of the Wild, I did like it, but it's not nowhere near my favorite Zelda. It's nowhere near Twilight to me or Ocarina or Wind Waker. So that's yeah, and because I'm thinking in my head that we might get like Expedition 33, that we will get maybe Assassin's Creed Shadows, that we will get a Doom Dark Ages, that we still have a Mario surprise that could be Galaxy 2. I'm going to predict that it's going to be Switch 2 with the better first year. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Screw
Well,
it.
I think over when you go overall, I say overall already, the Switch 2 has a better
Mm.
lineup than the Switch 1 when you include like the third party games. Like the third party games
Yeah.
that we're getting on Switch 2 are so much
Oh,
better
yeah.
than what
Yeah.
we got on Switch 1.
For sure.
Um, when you look at the first party lineup, that's where it can be, we have to see how things stack up.
Yeah.
But I think right now it's able to go blow for blow.
Yeah.
Um, you got Breath of the Wild, but I think Metro Prime 4 might be able to be right up there with it. You got Odyssey, you got Donkey Kong. So the two heavy hitters
Yeah.
could potentially go blow for blow with each other. So overall, I had to give it to the Switch 2.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, we'll see how this first party lineup ends up
Absolutely.
at the end of the year.
Absolutely.
But thank you so much for your time.
Nah, man. Thanks to you,
Again,
dude.
yeah, again, where can the people find you at?
Yeah, that's it. You can just find me on Attack the Backlog on YouTube, same on X, on Discord, and yeah, you'll find me doing like mostly daily Nintendo news videos and the weekend podcast, and do some let's plays. I think I'm probably still going to finish off Donkey Kong Bananza on the stream. So join me there if you want to find me. And let me just say a massive thank you to you, Justin. Thank you so much for having me here, dude. It's been a massive pleasure. It has flown by, man. I've had so much fun. I know we've done like 2 hours, man. Like
Right, I know,
quick.
like, oh
So
wow.
yeah, man. So thanks so much, dude. Thank you.
No, definitely appreciate it. And let us know what you think in the comments. What are your overall thoughts on the Switch 2?
I thought you
What
were gonna say what are your overall thoughts on ATV. I was like, what? You gonna
No.
vote?
Yes, let us know what
we
you
have
think
him?
about Attack the
Should we
Box
have him back?
backlog.
Should we have him back?
No, definitely will have you back. But yeah, let us know what you think about the Switch 2. Is Donkey Kong Bonanza, is that game of the year contender for you? And then what do you hope to see at this potential Nintendo Direct, say on Thursday next week? Let us know in the comments below. And until next time, I'll see you later. Have a good one. Peace.